Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're live with the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show, broadcasting from the world-famous Governor's Comedy Clubs in Levittown. Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday. It's still raining out. It feels like London out there. You know what I'm saying? It's rainy. It's foggy. It's misty. I'm wondering why it's been like this for a while, and I think I know why. Do you think you know why?
Yeah, I actually said that they have to, when they leave, they're going to take that England weather back with them.
That's right, because here we have in the studio with us Elio Pace.
Hello.
Amy Rhiannon Worth and Mr. Robbie Pace. And welcome all the way from across the pond to jolly old America.
It's brilliant to be here. I'm
so sorry we brought the weather.
I'm sorry about that, yeah. No, it's just so weird because I was saying to Tony on the way here, I said, it's normally a FaceTime or a phone call.
Right. And
I see you on the web all the time. And here it is. And it's just so weird to see it from this perspective. It's great to be here, though.
It's nice to see you again. You want to hand me that one so Sally and I don't have to share?
Oh, that's a good idea. You can keep it, and I'll take that one.
Oh, okay.
Hand me 7.
Hand Sally 7.
That's a great
That's
idea.
even better because I didn't want to bump head. Now I'm worried about bumping heads with you.
We like singing
Ow!
songs. Oh, we actually did.
We really did bump heads, see? And you know me, I bruise like a peach. So that's not going to work out too well. And then when we sing karaoke, I'll stand up and grab that one.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I can't believe I had to sing karaoke.
Are you singing? No, I'm not doing it unless you're singing.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not fair. That's not fair.
What's not fair? I got to go up against you and Amy.
You're like a historian on music.
Yeah, okay.
No.
I think he meant to say food.
I have to go against you and Amy. Now Amy's part of the what now? The d-daydarlings in the United. Do I say United Kingdom?
Yeah.
I do, right?
Yeah, because it's not just England, is it? It's Wales and Scotland.
We
and
had
Ireland.
someone from Wales here, and they were really sensitive about it had to be Wales. And we were like, it's, I don't know, England, sorry. It's like,
Well,
it's
you can't
Britain.
say
I
that.
know. She was like,
Oh,
and then the husband was cracking up
Oh,
because
dear.
he's like, I've been telling her that for years. And she's like, it's Wales. And I'm like, it's, you know.
So England is England.
England is,
and
the-
it's not
Wales
everything.
is a separate country, and Scotland is
and
a separate
so is
country.
Ireland, and so is Northern Ireland,
Right.
Part of the United Kingdom.
Right.
Yeah, and England are basically seen as the oppressors of all of those of that group. So
right.
you want to start,
Because I saw Braveheart, and that was,
Yeah.
There you go.
you know, that was not nice what they did to the Scots.
No,
We
Right.
just saw Braveheart like a month ago.
yeah.
And they're making a Braveheart too.
Are they?
Yes, I just saw it.
It's the story of
Robert the Bruce.
Robert the Bruce.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Robert the Bruce.
No.
Now
I'm
he's
hope-
the hero.
Oh, wait.
I'm hoping they're going to do a fourth Back to the Future. That's what I'm waiting for.
Oh, don't
Stop it.
get Zach started on Back to the Future.
Stop it. Where is it?
He
Where is
loved
it?
those. He's
best 3 films ever.
Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it.
I'm not kidding.
He's
1, 2, and people go, ooh, 2 wasn't very good. 3 was amazing.
3 was horrible.
No, I quite enjoyed 3. It was
No,
fun.
stop it. What did you like about 3? The Western outfits?
I just thought the comedy in it was
about
brilliant. I just thought how they must have gone, look, we need to make one more. Really? But now we're milking this. Do one more. But
We have to explain. Elio is more American than we are.
Why
You
is
have to
that?
understand that.
Why is that?
He loves, westerns. He loves Americana music.
Yeah,
He loves Elvis and the Studs. He loves Glenn
Right.
Campbell, Roy Orbison. He loves that.
Oh.
stuff. And meanwhile, America is all about
Rap.
rap and
Billy Joel.
and the Who and the Beatles. We
That's
like
weird,
we
isn't it?
swapped.
Yeah, that's true. No, I really, really, truly love American roots music.
Is
Music, though.
But what about Monty Python?
culture,
They-
and culture.
And
Mon-
what'd you have for breakfast?
I had oatmeal.
That's
that's
not American.
Now he says oatmeal.
Yeah, no, it's
You
porridge.
got any
Porridge. Do you have
Porridge.
Porridge.
No, you
Oh, and
didn't.
let me
That's
explain.
great.
Let me explain something to you. Too.
I thought he'd have a hamburger and apple pie.
And they never ever heard of the Little Rascals.
What?
No.
And I played them one episode last night, and they were both.
I laughed.
I went and got
Amy
something.
did laugh. Amy laughed.
But have you heard of Abbott and Costello?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
that-
Yeah,
okay.
of course. No, I'm a Laurel and Hardy fan.
All right, I like Laurel and Hardy. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I like them too.
No, but I'm being a musician,
Yes.
American music for me has influenced me, apart from Italian culture, which came from my dad. But
Right.
American music for me is just is what I'm all about. It's what all the fusion of that country blues, gospel, soul, the rock and roll,
Right.
the jazz, all of that is what I'm about.
Move
really.
in.
Right.
That's what I love.
That's what you love.
Yeah, I really love it, and it's that. So I'm not so much into rap and stuff, but there are elements of that I enjoy too. I do love Americana, of course.
All right.
The
right.
styling.
Now I want to go to Mr. Pace. Oh, you want to go right to the video?
Let's get right into this.
This guy's a jerk. Look at your face.
Well, only because you've got this wrong.
Okay, how do I have this wrong? I was so aggravated with this guy.
You've got this wrong.
You sure?
Right, this guy.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying. I have no.
This guy is called Bob Monkhouse.
Okay.
Now, Bob Monkhouse is not with us anymore, and
Okay.
he is an icon of British. He is adored in the same way that you love Johnny Carson.
Okay.
He's the comedian that all the comedians used to look up to. Even the alternative comedy people would go, he's the Godfather.
Okay.
Bob Hope was a fan of this guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Hang
No.
on.
Okay.
Now I know what you're talking about, and
Right.
you're not the first people to highlight this. What's he
Oh,
doing?
okay.
Why is he taking the Mickey, shall we say, out of my name?
Right.
Elio Pace. First of all,
He didn't even say it right.
he didn't say, but that's because, and he apologized profusely for that the next week when
All right.
when I said to him, because I won that heat and I
Yes,
had to go
you
back
did.
the next week, and I said to him, "Listen, Bob, I will get lynched if I don't correct you." And he said, and I said to him, "It's not Elio, it's Elio,
Elio.
like Elvis or Elton, Elio." And he went. You sort of had to know his comedy and his humor, and he went, "I'm very sorry." He said, "I'm so sorry. That's like you calling me Boob Monkhouse." So first he pronounced it wrong,
Right.
But the script is what you're after, right?
Yes.
Is what he said.
Yes. I thought it must have been the typo. Like, how did you not know?
No, the point is,
Go ahead.
this is the humor that didn't translate. He's sort of having a go at himself for being. It's done on purpose because my name is not normal. It's not Peter. It's
Okay,
not
so
Greg. It's not John.
You don't get a lot of Elios over in England
You don't get any Elios in England.
or Wales or the
Yeah, 'cause
United
it's
Kingdom.
Oh, sorry, in Great
it's-
Britain.
I'm gonna get it straight.
Italy.
There we go. Sorry. So he didn't. The joke isn't that my name is funny. The
Right.
joke is how stupid am I and my duff-dooring secretary that we got this kid who's just got a slightly unusual name for the norm. How silly and ignorant are we that we got it wrong?
Right. Okay. All right. Fine. Maybe in America it didn't translate because
It doesn't.
We know a bunch of Elios.
Ah, you see,
Elio's Pizza.
That's the thing.
course.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Elios.
I can't hear a bad word about this guy. I did this
Fine.
show. I did this show because he was hosting it.
And you won that heat by a lot.
I did.
You won
yeah.
by like 90. Would you get a 98 or a 99?
99. That was the top
99.
mark of that thing, Clapometer.
Yes.
This was an iconic show called Opportunity Knocks.
Right.
And it was the forerunner to Britain's Got Talent, America's Got Talent,
Yes, because this is
X Factor.
What do you need?
This is when? This is back in what, the
Well, that
early
was 1988.
late 80s.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
I thought it was early
1988.
90s. Okay.
No, 1988. But this show was a revival of a show that had run for 15 years in the 60s and the 70s.
All right.
Called Opportunity Knocks. They brought it back in the 80s for 3 years, 3 series, and I was on the middle one in 1988. And I loved that guy, and unfortunately he passed away a few years ago. But he really is. No, he was one of the most incredible comedians ever. For
All
anybody
right, so
who's interested.
I don't have to be angry with him anymore.
You don't have to.
I could release that anger.
Hey, I have a couple of technical things just before we get started. Robbie and Amy, can you move your mics this way a little bit?
Yeah.
Because the microphones are right in front of your face. And Elio, you're a little out of the shot. Can you come closer to your dad? And then, did you share it on your Facebook page?
I did, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's
did.
all I had.
And Twitter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ken, stop that. So Eric, evidently the guy was just shock jocking. Yes, yes, Ken. Yes, Ken. Now, we should ask Mr. Pace some questions while he's here. Now,
Yes.
Mr. Pace, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Parlo Italiano?
Oh.
Poco.
Un poco?
Yeah.
Good, because that's all I knew. So, how was Elio as a child? Was he a good child? Was he a brat? Was he always around the piano? Was he musical? Was he athletic? Tell us about him.
Good father.
Mm-hmm.
For a father, as you know,
Yeah.
the children, they always, whatever they are,
Yeah.
they're good.
Yes.
for us, they're good. And
Oh, yeah.
he was musical
Yeah.
since he was 4. So we had a piano in the house.
Yes.
Me with the one hand teach the tune, and
Yeah.
he picked up later on. He's a musical. He was a
Right.
musical.
It was just natural. There was a natural
It
talent
was
there.
natural. He picked up himself, and actually he didn't want to know nothing else apart from music.
Now, did he get that from you, or did he get it from you?
No.
Oh,
from-
come on, Dad.
You play, what do you play?
Come on.
You used to play.
Well, a little bit.
The accordion.
As I said,
Yeah.
just one hand accordion, a little bit mouth organ, but just family.
So you just played for your family. You didn't go out and play for money or for anything.
No.
But
Just
there
for
was
you.
always singing, I believe, from the stories I've heard when
Oh.
you were cooking the pasta in the kitchen.
Right.
You
Yeah, all
and
the-
Maria was singing your hearts out.
Yeah, all the family. We try to sing, to do something.
And that's exactly
That's Italia routine. There.
right. You would sit around and my Italian family. We'd sit around and we'd all get yelled at, and then
No.
they pinch our cheeks, they bite our cheeks.
That's right. Yeah.
They called me Whitey
Yeah.
because I was the. My mother married a Norwegian, which was unheard of back in the day.
Wow.
Your mum's Italian.
My mom's straight Italian.
Wow.
Di Nicola came from. So my grandfather's name was Di Nicola. My grandmother's maiden name was DeVito, and then so my mother married a Norwegian, which back then was.
Wow.
Why would you not marry an Italian?
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, so
So
I was
how much Italian you know then?
50%.
Now, how much does
good.
he know
That's good.
to speak? You mean he meant to speak? How
Oh,
much
do
you
I
speak?
know Italian?
Yeah.
No. My grandmother and my grandfather both lost their inflections, everything.
Wow.
They were they said we're in America now, no Italian. They taught zero Italian to my mother, to all their children. They had 6 kids. Not one of them spoke Italian.
That's amazing.
And same thing for my grandmother and grandfather from Norway. They came over and they said we're in America, no Norwegian. My
Yes.
Really interesting.
my
That is-
father and my father and my aunt, zero Norwegian.
They made a really big decision there, didn't they? They wanted to be a part of America,
Yep.
and they were here
But that's-
now, and that was that.
But that's
And they-
quite extreme, isn't it? Because
Yes.
I totally really believe in if you're going to move into another country, you learn that country's language.
Sure.
But to stop speaking your own is very extreme.
But back then, that's what they wanted to do.
Wow.
That was a decision they made,
That's amazing.
and they said and no inflections whatsoever, none, no little accents. Now we still had relatives that had that accent,
yes.
but they were few and far in between because everybody
Right.
said we're in America now, we're speaking American.
Yeah.
And also back then, especially Italians, there was a prejudice against Italians.
Was there?
Oh yeah, there was. You couldn't even be a police officer. You had to be Irish or American to be a police officer. I'm not kidding. There's signs that used to say no Italians allowed. No Italians. Italians need not apply.
Wow, and much before that, though, it was the same for the Irish as well. wasn't
Right,
it?
and before
Way,
that it
way
was the
back.
Irish and the Chinese when they came
That's
over and they were
amazing.
building the railroads.
I
That
did
was
not know
no
that.
Chinese allowed. No Chinese. Yeah, there was a lot of prejudice back
Right.
then. Yeah.
It's very different now because I'm a proud Italian. I'm proud of my heritage, and I have found that wherever I go around
Right.
the world, traveling around the world with music, that you are welcomed everywhere as an
Yes.
Italian. Italians are welcomed everywhere.
Oh, it's completely different now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking 100 years ago. This is
that's
100 years
amazing.
ago. Even though that doesn't seem like a long time in
No,
the
no, it's-
in the timeline of history, but it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I've never experienced any of that
That's amazing.
except for my own grandfather. He used to call me Whitey.
My dad made a decision, didn't you, Dad? Because my dad's name is Umberto Pace.
Okay.
And he made a decision when you emigrated, like, we're in England now.
Right.
So I'm now need to integrate. So I'm gonna learn the language. He took himself straight off to English lessons, and even changed his name from Umberto to something that the English people in the early '60s would
Robbie.
feel more comfortable.
Easier.
Yeah.
English people, they're a little bit lazy.
Be careful. You still have to go back
Yeah,
there.
That's
You still live there. Umberto.
Well, they were just new to it.
Right.
Even in the early
Yeah.
60s, it was new to have an Umberto in the house.
Sure.
At the factory.
There's a wonderful restaurant right here in Long Island called Umberto's.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
That's
Umberto,
amazing.
and it's a great pizzeria.
Can you say
Okay.
Umberto? Which,
Umberto?
yeah, you pronounce it very well.
Anybody
Yeah.
A
does
lot,
as
a lot
well.
of people, they don't pronounce Umberto. They say Umberto.
That's what we say, Umberto.
Yeah. But I used to work at Ford's,
Yeah.
and people, they used to calling me Robbie. Oh, why are you calling me Robbie? Yeah, because it's easier for us.
And it's
So,
stuck.
okay, carry on then.
That's it,
Yeah.
Robbie. It
My
is.
dad's been known as Robbie for 55 years.
Yeah, my grandfather's name was Angelo, which is
Yeah.
Angelo.
Yeah.
So.
Easy.
Amazing. So this room is full of Italians because Amy's
Yes.
Italian as well.
Oh, my grandmother's Italian, yeah.
Is she really?
Yeah.
From
Look at
Vicino.
this.
I know.
Eleonora.
My wife's 100% Italian.
Really?
She's a one. So my kids are 75% Italian, 25%
And
Norwegian.
how come
How come what?
you don't want to know Italian?
Who, me?
Learn.
I tried to learn. I took Italian in high school, and then I tried to speak to my grandmother because every once in a while I heard her speaking on the phone to some of her old relatives.
Right.
And I was like, Nan, speak to me. But she spoke so fast, and she wasn't a teacher.
Right.
Oh, I hear music.
Sorry.
That's okay, bud. But she wasn't a teacher, so she just spoke the way she normally spoke, and I was like, I don't know what you just said.
It's hard.
Wait, Nan, slow down. Yeah, it was hard. So, and she was the only one who I remember spoke it, so I really didn't have a lot of practice.
Right.
So, but they didn't teach us at all, not at all.
Wow,
So
that's unreal.
not a lick, because I would have liked to have known Italian and Norwegian and English. That would have
Yeah,
been great.
yeah. Well,
So-
that's funny because I have this thing about Norway. Did you know this?
You don't like Norway?
No, I love it's.
Oh.
It's probably
I've never been
probably
there.
my favorite country on earth.
I've never been there.
You've never been?
No,
You've never visited
I'm
relatives?
not allowed to go.
What do you mean you're not allowed?
My wife doesn't like the cold, so we're not allowed to
Is that
go.
the
There's
reason?
sun there as well.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. You go down to Mandal in the southern coast of Norway in the middle of summer.
Yes.
It has a beach there that for me was like the Caribbean. It's
She'll be
beautiful.
cold. She's always cold. She'll still be
I know
cold.
someone else like that.
In fact, last night we met her for dinner, and she's like, "Bring me a sweatshirt. I'm freezing." I'm like, "It's hot out."
I know.
We're all in shorts and t-shirt. She's like, "Bring me a sweatshirt. It's so cold. It's so cold."
It's the aircon. I'm not used to the aircon.
Oh yeah,
Ah, the air conditioning.
Yeah.
everywhere,
Yes. Oh yeah.
all the time.
All the time.
Which makes
Yeah.
sense because it's normally really sunny.
It's
Sorry
so
about
hot in the state, especially during the
Yeah.
during the summer months. Yeah. So hopefully, how long are you guys staying?
We fly back next Tuesday, so we've been here a week. We will have been here for a week.
Okay, so this weekend is supposed to be really nice. So
Yes, I know.
the sun is supposed to come out, and you'll see what New York is like in
That's
the
right.
summer.
That's right.
And you guys went to the Argyle Theater last night, right?
Oh,
How was it?
thanks to Tony, it was.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. What a great show. The
Well done, Tony.
standard is
Yeah, it was a great show.
Wasn't it?
the
Wonderful.
performers, the set, the musicianship. They were excellent.
The $1 Million Quartet.
Now wait a minute. Now, be serious now.
Yeah.
Amy wasn't like, oh, I could do better. She wasn't like
I didn't
rolling.
ask her that question.
I'll
Eric,
say, I'll say she could do better. There's only one female part in the show.
Oh.
And she was, and I could totally see you doing that.
Right.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same thing.
Amy, you would be amazing in that little role, but you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
You know
that's
what?
right,
You
yeah.
only think things like that when if you're watching something and it's not that good and you're not enjoying it that well and you know
Yes.
they're not doing a good job, then you go, oh God, I wish I was up there doing that because I know I could
Exactly.
never.
But it's a little role.
But yeah, it is.
Then it's not for Amy.
No. But what I'm saying is, the girl who played the role
Yes.
was absolutely fantastic. She had a beautiful voice.
Oh, absolutely.
Her
She was
act-
great.
She was good.
She's
Just
an
Amy
ex-
would have done it a little
she's-
bit better.
Okay.
I never had the feeling watching it. I just sat back and relaxed because they were all doing such a
Yeah,
brilliant
but even-
job. So good on them.
But even if you take away that competitive thing, you don't watch a show like that and say, "I just love to be a part of that." These guys are good actors. I'd like to be a part
No,
of
that's
that.
what I'm saying. When somebody does it well, I don't have those feelings because what I love is art. I love it being done really well, and I'm
Okay.
just as much a fan of it as anyone else is, which is why I do
Right.
it for my job.
But do you? We were talking about it last night. Do you get like instead of looking at the focal point, do you find yourself looking like, what are the extras doing in the back, or
Absolutely.
what's going on with the
yeah.
lighting?
I'm checking up on my fellow actors.
wow.
Yeah.
Always doing that. Yeah, always doing
And
that.
for me, it was fascinating to compare because I've only ever seen Broadway shows before, so I've not seen the equivalent of the
okay.
regional repertory system, which we have in Britain, which is where I grew up and.
Right.
I shouldn't say learnt my trade because a lot of the time the standard is just as good as anywhere else. But so it was really interesting for me to be able to compare that and actually see something that's outside of Broadway. And yeah.
And you guys never saw that show, right? Never saw
No,
that show.
No.
I mean, it was. I think we talked about it. It was just perfect timing. A Broadway caliber show for you to see, and then Elvis.
The
Yeah.
history,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because Elio absolutely adored. Well, we both do, but the history of music is something.
It was,
that's
and
a
it was
passion.
it was the beginning of rock and roll that happened in the
Right.
right in the middle of that little piece
Right, yeah.
of strip of land.
He's
in
worse than me.
What?
As far as the detail?
Really?
Oh, he gave us the whole history of that
Sorry,
day, what
Eric.
happened.
I
and,
don't have to do it now.
What day? What day? What, the $1 Million Quartet, how they got together? Who
That-
was it?
How that one day
Hold
happened.
on, let me guess.
Go ahead. You won't get it.
You won't guess.
I will too.
You
And
won't.
it was Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it was. Stop, come on.
Yes.
That other guy with the piano, Johnny B.
Jerry
Lee
Johnny
Lewis.
Be good.
Jerry-
Jerry, don't help him.
Jerry
Don't
Lee
help him.
Lewis. It was Johnny Cash.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
You'll never get the last one.
Graham Nash. It was
Frank Zappa.
Carl Perkins.
Yes.
Ah, yes, because I like his restaurant, Perkins. It's got food.
She gave you that.
No, she did not.
Yes, she did.
Carl
You
Perkins.
lying. Yeah.
Who is Carl Perkins?
He wrote Blue Suede Shoes.
Oh,
And Rick Korn, who was in here talking about the Harry Chapin movie,
Yes.
he produced Carl Perkins' last album.
oh, okay.
He wrote Blue Suede Shoes.
Yes.
The Beatles recorded like 4 or 5 of his songs.
Wow.
He was a tremendous guitar player. Yeah, Blue
Great
Suede
singer.
Shoes.
Great singer.
But he just got.
All I need to tell you is Blue Suede Shoes. I mean, it's one of the biggest
But he
songs
got
ever.
into the $1 Million Quartet just like on the skin of his teeth, right?
No, it was his session, right?
Yeah.
His
So what?
session.
Yeah.
They said, we'll let him in too.
All right, we're Elvis. I'm Elvis, and Jerry Lee Lewis and Johnny Cash.
I'm the man in
It,
black.
it was
guy.
when they were like really young. So Jerry Lee Lewis was just like the guy they hired to play piano. He had no name yet.
Oh,
So it was like, and it was like kind of in retrospect, you look back and you think about who was in the room at that time. Like,
so
oh my
Carl
goodness,
Perkins might have been the biggest name.
he was
at
the main.
time.
He was the main guy right then. Like at
Wow.
that time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe Johnny Cash.
Elvis.
Elvis was still bigger.
The setup is amazing. It's December the 4th, 1956, and Elvis was the biggest star in the world. At the beginning of the year, he was a nobody. At the end of the year, having done the Ed Sullivan Show a few times and the Jimmy Dorsey Show and Hound, all the hits had been in that year, he was a superstar. And he came back for Christmas, and he wanted to visit Sun Studios in his hometown of Memphis. That day, Carl Perkins was having a recording session with the young, unknown Jerry Lee Lewis on the piano.
Okay.
And Sam Phillips, who ran the studio, said, listen, guys, Elvis is coming over to say hello. I'm going to get on the phone to Johnny Cash, get him down here. We're going to get the newspapers down. This is an unbelievable moment in history where all 4 of you of my stable
Right.
are in the same room. It may never happen again. He had the foresight to get a cameraman to come down, the local Memphis advertiser, whatever it was,
Right.
and took that iconic picture of Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, and Johnny Cash around the piano at Sun Studios. And it makes me chill because the history of
Right.
rock and roll was there. It happened in that little room. Have you ever been to Sun Studios in Memphis?
No, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've
It's-
never been.
It's the
I
room,
try not to go to Tennessee too much.
twice as wide as this room,
Right.
3 times as long. That's Sun Studios.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
very small.
it's absolutely unbelievable.
And yet it all started there.
Literally.
Wow.
with
And there
Sam
was a little
Phillips.
lady sat on the end of the piano, which often on the photograph you don't see.
Yeah.
So there was a young lady sat on the end of the piano of this very famous photograph who's often cut off, and
Right.
and that was what they used as the inspiration for the other character. in the show.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
So we don't know who she was.
She was Elvis's girlfriend at the time.
Oh.
So
For
he,
2 months. All we know is they were going out they were dating for 2 months.
yeah,
did
2
they?
months.
They
He
told us.
found a girl.
That's
he-
a long time for him. 2 months is a long time.
True.
But it was,
was Elvis.
But the show was fantastic, and the
Right.
way they've obviously a lot of artistic license. It isn't just about that day; it's about the story of those 4 artists and what happened. And they've taken basically 8 years in time and condensed it into one day, and it was absolutely brilliant.
Wow.
The performance.
Oh, there it is.
There's the photo. Well done,
Yeah.
Tony.
Where's Jerry? Oh, there he is. Jerry. I don't know which one's Johnny
Whoops.
Cash.
Sorry, let's go.
There it is.
There it is.
Where's Johnny Cash?
Behind Elvis.
With the black.
In the black.
Right above Elvis.
He always
Right.
wears
That's
black.
Johnny
No,
Cash?
that's not
Yeah.
Black and the Johnny Cash in the black.
Oh,
That's
there he is.
Johnny
Yes, I
Cash
see
right
him with
above
the. I
Elvis.
see
Yeah.
him. I see him. Now I see it because he had his eyes closed. I couldn't
okay.
recognize him.
And that's that piano that Elvis is playing there.
Oh, and that's Amy.
That's Amy.
Right there. That's Amy. That's Amy's character starting tomorrow because I'm going to make a phone call.
That piano is the piano that Jerry Lee Lewis recorded Great Balls of Fire on.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
Can you play that?
Yeah.
You really?
Come on, we got. Come
I've got
on.
recordings of it. Yeah.
What's the hardest
Absolutely.
piano song to play ever? Who's a better piano player? Billy Joel or Barry Manilow?
That's a really tough question.
See?
I'm going to say Billy Joel, actually.
Okay.
No, Billy Joel is, I mean, certainly in his early part of his life, I don't think there was anyone to touch him. Not Elton John, not Rick
Oh, I
Wakeman, not Little Richard, not
Oh, I
Jerry
forgot
Lewis.
about Rick Wakeman.
Billy Joel was a phenomenal piano player. I mean, I know he's the piano man, but
Right.
totally underrated as an actual incredible. And some of that stuff he plays on Falling of the Rain and Traveling Prayer, a Root Beer Rag.
Oh, stop it.
Come on.
Stop
He
it.
hates Root Beer Ray.
Oh, okay.
Stop. You know who else is a good piano player who didn't even know it until he tried it? Tony Walker.
Oh, really, Tony?
He's really good. Are you showing him? Oh. Oh, here it is.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much of loving drives a man insane. You broke my will.
Now, what is this show?
Weekend Wogan, BBC Radio 2.
There's Neil Fairclough.
Yes. So if I ever go over to England, I can see this?
No,
Oh.
unfortunately not now.
Oh.
The guy who presented this show is not with us anymore.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he passed away a few years ago. He was the single most important influence on my success.
Who's this guy now?
Terry Wogan.
Oh, this was. Oh, okay. Well, so Weekend Wogan.
Yeah.
Wait, I know that name for some reason.
He was.
I've
He
talked
was.
about him.
He was
Oh,
like.
is that why?
He was
Oh.
like the David Letterman. Him and Bob Monkhouse were the two probably most grandest, revered legends of British entertainment.
Bob Monkhouse.
And Terry.
That's
Wogan.
the one who says Elio
I know.
Pace.
Oh, yeah. We had the whole conversation while you were
Yeah.
going nuts. So I'm not allowed to not.
Well,
I'm
I'm
not
going
allowed
nuts
to.
because stuff wasn't working.
No, I know that. I know that. Going nuts fixing it. Oh, look at this.
Well, this is totally inspired by Americana, isn't it? This is Jerry Lee Lewis did all this first, didn't he?
Was the floor dirty?
It doesn't matter.
The BBC? How dare you?
I'd be like, wait a minute, hold on, let me look before I go down there. Okay, all right, I'm going to go down.
He'd be like, ew, I'm going to do something else.
Very cool. So that's really good.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis. I mean, you know, and then I had this incredible honour of actually supporting Jerry Lee Lewis at the London Palladium about 4 years ago for his
Right.
80th birthday party.
Wow.
I was on stage playing his piano because I was like at the rehearsal. I said, "See the piano that's in the middle of the stage? Can we move it here
Right.
for when I do my bit?" And I went, "We ain't moving Jerry's piano." I said, "Yeah, but I'm on stage with James Burton and Albert Lee, and I'm in the middle of the Palladium stage. It's not my show. It's Albert Lee. We're not moving the piano." All right. So I sat at Jerry Lee Lewis's piano in the middle of the stage at the London Palladium.
Nice.
Albert Lee in front of me, James Burton, who was Elvis Presley's guitarist in the band, Neil Fairclough and Joe Evans on drums, and we opened the show for Jerry Lee Lewis. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Were you excited?
I was beyond excited. It's chills.
Chills again?
Yeah.
What about meeting me? Do you get chills?
I always
It's
get
a different
chills.
type of
I have
chills.
not been able to sleep, Eric.
It's a chill up the spine. Like, what is this evil man going to do?
No. No.
We got some questions from the audience. They're reluctant to call in for some reason, but the first was where in Italy did you emigrate from, Mr. Pace? Mr. Pace. Umberto Pace.
Nice.
Born in Naples.
Born in Naples.
Yeah. Stayed when
So Napolitan.
Napoletano.
Right. Okay.
Then we came into Tuscany, which is North Italy.
Okay.
Yeah. And we stayed there. And then from Tuscany, we came into England.
How old were you, Dad?
1964,
1964?
we came here
Okay.
There.
in England.
Right, in England.
Yeah.
Well, it's still America's like a another part of England.
Yeah.
It's just it's all good.
It's actually an interesting story. We were talking about it about a week ago. We were asking some, where Elio and Amy and his dad can go, and you guys were nice enough to
Thank you for that,
hook us
everyone.
up with some nice suggestions. But it's an interesting story as to why Elio wanted to get you here, because you technically have been to America, but you never actually set foot on American soil.
First time.
Right, but you were here. You worked in the QE2,
Yes,
right? Back in
yeah.
1977.
Just 1 week only.
1 week only.
But before that, I worked to Windsor Castle, another ship.
Mm-hmm.
That
So what happened on the QE2? Go on. How did
You guys
end up
came. You came here, but But you didn't.
no, only 2 hours.
Right, but you
On-
didn't. But you didn't
on
have
the
to come
ship.
off the boat. You
No,
just
no.
looked. You looked from the
Because
deck out.
Because I was tired. You work for a week
Right.
as waiter,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 hours. Making sure you come back before 2 hours, otherwise you're going to be behind. So I went in my room, sleep a little bit, have a rest. That's it. 2 hours, they're just gone.
Did you look out the window or anything?
Yeah, there's a window there.
Did you-
Look around?
Did you see buildings and stuff?
I tell you, I don't know. Have you ever been to the rounds where
where the docks are?
the docks?
Yeah, in
Yes.
Manhattan.
Those
Yeah.
those days. I had to say that
Yeah.
it was a little bit dirty.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Correct. Correct.
All the people
Yes.
waiting for the boat for the ship stop, and they were hungry.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to work in the ship, clean
Right.
on the floor to have something to eat.
Right.
That's even in Windsor Castle.
So you got to America.
Fantastic.
So you got
So
to
you-
I had a
because
good time.
this story is new to me. I got
Yeah.
it all wrong. I thought my dad had because normally a cruise ship arrives at 8 in the morning.
Right.
You get until 5 in the evening to have a look around the place. You get
Right.
back on. Everyone knows you've got like 8 hours. But Dad said to me only, and I thought my dad was working that day on the ship and wasn't allowed off the ship, but managed to get off for a cigarette for an hour to set foot on the dock. Not even that, because the ship was only there literally for 2 hours before they literally. It was a test.
Right, it
run.
was a test run because they were coming back.
It was a test run.
That's
for the
right. That
ship.
was just a trial.
So you looked out the window. You're like, "Oh, that's dirty. I don't step foot. That's
No,
too
no,
dirty
no,
for
no,
me.
no.
This is disgusting. I hate
I
this
think
place."
no.
I think he turned around and said,
No,
"America," and then went back on the boat.
No, for that. No. Don't get me wrong.
No, we're teasing. We're joking.
No,
So,
back-
but were you upset? Were you thinking, "Oh, I wish I had time to go check out the city"?
No,
No.
He was
because
tired.
I was tired.
Right.
I wanted to have a rest.
Right.
But I get that. But were you mad? Were you saying, I wish we were here the full day so I could have seen New York a little bit after my rest?
Yes, I could go
Yeah.
out if
Yeah.
I would have more time.
Yeah. The
But
60s.
only 2 hours.
That was 1977.
Oh, 77.
So 42 years
That's
ago.
a huge difference to what New York City looks
Exactly.
like now.
Oh, yeah.
So
that
without
was-
The
really
Twin Towers
dumpy
were
back
brand
then.
new. They were only,
The
what,
Twin-
5 years old?
Twin Towers were
Without
brand
real-
new. The
Dad, you
city
would've-
was bankrupt at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You would have seen the towers because Dad says he walked around the dock.
Yeah.
Sorry, the deck, the top deck. Had a quick look around and went, "It's the docks. It's docks, container ships everywhere."
Right, right.
And went, "Okay, and I've got 2 hours. I'm not going to see anything. I may as well go and get some sleep."
The water was really gross at that time. It was really.
Well,
Yeah,
That's
but
still
I
Haven't they
like
cleaned it up more?
You would have
I
loved
wouldn't
to
go
have
swimming
had
in.
more time, right?
I like to stay on the deck.
Right.
Nice sunshine. Or you have rest. Who cares to go out? Only 2 hours. So I said I want to stay in.
So
I don't want to go out.
So you didn't see anything? Statue of Liberty, anything?
But I saw from far away. But
From far away.
I didn't.
42 years later, Daddy, you're coming to America with me. And he's 79 years old, and this is his
Fantastic.
first time in the States.
really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Welcome to America.
Yeah, so when I picked him up at the
Yes, say that
airport,
again.
I picked him up at the airport. It's totally raining. It's
Oh.
dark, and and they're like, "Look, Dad, look out the window." I'm like, "Oh, this poor man. Like, this isn't America." But then the next day, Sam took them to Cold Spring Harbor, so they got to like drive around and see things that were really pretty.
Very
Beautiful
nice.
there, wasn't
Oh,
it?
that was, and you guys lived when Sam was driving? With Sam
We were
driving?
all a little worried about that. Yeah, they all
Sam
came in and
was
they
brilliant.
verified that he was good.
That
I'm
was
like,
great.
So you heard you're coming to America. What did you want to see the most? What were you looking forward to seeing the most from we're coming here?
I wanted to see where in September 11th,
Oh.
Ground Zero.
yeah, I wanted to see that town
Right. Okay.
be destroyed.
Right.
Elio said that they built something else. I wanted to see that.
It's the
The
Freedom, Tower.
Yeah.
Did you get tickets?
No, if it's too far, don't
Yes.
worry.
No, we're planning on. No,
Yeah,
we're
they're
going.
going, yeah,
That's the
it's-
one thing you want to see.
Well,
I'm
you
taking
can-
care of that.
To go up to the Freedom
But
Tower, it's a
whatever
bit
it-
of a wait. It's
Yeah, I
it's
get it.
worth it. It's worth it
We're
because then you
doing
get
it.
to see the whole city. You get to see New Jersey. You get to see Connecticut,
yeah.
Long Island.
We're
It's
doing
really nice. It's very sobering when you go down to see the tower footprints
Yeah.
and the memorial. So,
But
Yeah,
if
so
it's not,
No,
No.
we're going.
no, it's going to be
Whatever
great.
happens, We're going.
Now, but Elio said something too about you were interested in seeing a parade.
sing a parade.
Seeing a parade.
No.
Like that's.
No,
I don't think Elio talks to his dad much. That's
no,
kind of what I'm getting.
No.
It's just the language is different. I know my dad loves marching bands, right?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
He loves dum, 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 ba, 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 ba,
Big
dum,
band,
dum,
big
dum.
band.
You know,
Yeah.
Liberty
Right.
Bell. You know,
Yes.
Americana marching parades.
I
Right,
like to
right,
hear
right.
that.
If I could find one of them whilst we're here,
Well, no, our
found
listeners
one?
came through and they
we've got it down.
Right.
Oh,
you.
great.
Yeah, it's already
Whoever
taken care
found
of.
that
I
for
think
us,
it was-
thank you
I
so
think
much.
It was Gina. I think it was Gina.
Thank
Oh,
you,
that's
Gina.
great.
So I said parade. He didn't. So you parade means something else to you guys?
Well, parade is no, it just means like a big longer carnival, doesn't it? It's a big thing.
Oh, okay,
I know
okay.
specifically what Dad loves is the sound of marching bands. So,
Okay.
so if we get a little bit of that marching band stuff,
And the 9/11 memorial. You're
That's
gonna
it. We're done.
Any interest in seeing the Statue of Liberty
Oh,
or
yeah.
or
Yes.
Ellis Island?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I loved Ellis
While
Island.
we're here,
yeah,
I loved
we're
Ellis
doing.
Island.
We're going to do Central Park.
Yep.
We're going to do
it
State.
depends distance. How far is it from
It's not
here?
far.
Huh?
No, it's not far.
He's
Nothing-
got to see it. He's gotta
Nothing's
see
too far. Even though Manhattan's
My
big, it's not too far because you go on the subway.
Yeah.
You take so it's not that far. If you take the subway, it's like a 20-minute subway ride from Midtown to downtown.
That's it.
Sometimes even 15 minutes.
Brilliant.
So it's really it's not that
Well,
far.
We're going to try and get in Central Park and Statue of Liberty and the Empire State, Rockefeller, You know.
So far,
Staten Island Ferry.
they've been so good, Tony and Sammy.
Sally, yeah.
Yes. Tony and Sally.
They've been
Sally.
looking after us.
They
They are-
helped us so far very
Yeah.
well. They look after like a family.
Well,
Yeah,
you
well-
are.
We are
You are family.
we
Are they
appreciate
treating
it.
Are they treating you better than the dogs at least?
The dogs are there first because,
How are you liking
because
the dogs?
everybody
I'm
likes the
doing
dogs.
okay.
You're doing okay?
Because they're really nice dogs.
Are they nice dogs?
Lovely,
Oh, they
nice.
are.
They're okay.
Oh, she should come visit my house.
How many dogs do you have?
One.
One
Ah.
big, loud German
Giant-
Shepherd.
Forget it.
Okay.
She's way bigger than that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she's such a. I love her.
Her name. Her
God.
name is even Sunshine.
Oh.
I love her. I love her.
So the big reason you guys are actually here, was that talked about?
Not yet, but Wallace Burt says hello.
Oh, hello, Wallace.
And-
yes, lovely people.
Rob wants to know, have you heard any news about Huey Lewis, and what do you think about Bruce Hornsby as a piano player?
Wow.
And I have,
First of all, hello to everyone listening and all the lovely people that have been such an incredible support over the last few years, especially with the Billy Joel Songbook. And,
Right. Now, the Huey Lewis thing was actually an interesting story
yeah,
when it first came back, because it was at a gig with you.
it was last year. So Huey Lewis lost his hearing. He has this unfortunate thing gone wrong with his hearing, which meant that the news, him and the news had to cancel everything.
Right.
He can't hear music anymore.
Oh.
It just sounds like a rumble. He described it to me. Now
And
I'm in a very privileged position that I've worked with Huey on and off for the last 8-9 years. So we email each other, and I have really care about his welfare because he is literally one of my greatest heroes. Back to the Future.
that's why you like those movies
well,
so much.
It's just everything. Just the music, that band, them live, the sound of those songs, power, his voice, amazing. So when I became friends with him, it really was like, that thing of don't meet your heroes because they don't turn out to be as. Not with Huey, the most down to earth, loveliest guy you could possibly wish to meet.
And very professional. Like when we met him, when
Yeah,
we were in England
exactly.
with you, and
You were there.
he knows exactly what needs to be done. He's so kind.
Oh, He's in charge.
He's
with
giving with his time.
rules
He's
beautifully.
and he really knows things. Within like 3 notes, he was back to the sound guy saying,
Yep.
he knows exactly what he's doing. There's a comfort in his knowledge.
There is.
Is the way that I could describe it.
That's beautiful. He's a comfortable man.
Yes.
And of all the things, for all the people to get something like this is horrible. And he can't hear music. Then last year, he goes and plays golf every year, and I see him every year at this golf tournament with all these big stars, Andy Garcia and Samuel L. Jackson and all these people, and they get up, and Don Felder from the Eagles, and they all get up and play with my band. So they join in. I do the gig with my big band, horn section, backing vocalists. Amy is doing it this year.
Yeah, she is.
And these guys get up and sing. We've been doing it for 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
Last year, it was going to be, Huey's coming to play golf, but he
can't.
Elio, he said, it's going to be the worst year for me. I don't know how I'm going to, watch the fun going on. And normally he's in charge. He runs the show.
Right.
I said, worst. Anyway, we were doing the sound check, and he comes over.
Yeah.
He just finished playing golf. He walks over to me at the piano with sound checking. I've got people standing next to me. Huey, how are you? That's lovely. He said, hey, I can hear you talking. He said, it's fine when you're talking. I can do one-on-one interviews and stuff, but music, he said, but you know what? It's sort of okay-ish. And I sort of left it. I thought, okay.
Maybe he just needed a rest.
Well, I thought he was being, but this is, you might have hit on something, because 2 hours later, I'm having dinner with the band. An hour before we're supposed to play, he literally comes round the corner into the restaurant with Bill Murray.
The actor, the comedian.
2 of them. And I said, oh, hi. He said, he went, and I'll do my best American accent now. He said,
oh, here it
He's
comes.
going to sound like John Wayne.
He's going to
or a soprano.
Yeah.
Elio, I can hear.
Here.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like it.
Is it?
Yeah.
It actually isn't bad because he's got that raspy coolness of his voice.
Yeah, let's hear it again.
It's not bad.
Elio, I can hear.
It's
really
good. Yeah.
Okay, good.
We need to make him like an extra in a movie where he just has that line.
Elio, I can hear.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So I said, what? And he said, I can hear.
Right.
My hearing started to come back during your sound check. I can hear the music.
Okay.
Should I get up and sing? And I was chilled again 3 times in this show. And I've gone, are you serious? He said, I said, he said, no, I'm thinking, have you got chance that I could sing to? I said, I've got everything we've ever done together.
Right.
He said, have you got Hip to Be Square? And I went, yes.
Yeah.
Should we do that? And I went, okay, are you sure? And he did. He got up during the night.
Yeah.
And he sang Hip to Be Square.
Yeah.
Amazingly.
Yeah.
I emailed him a week later. How are you doing? He said, it's gone back again.
What?
So
but they say that's a part of that condition. It does come and go.
So I emailed him about 2 weeks ago.
He has Meniere's. Is that right?
Yes, that's it. Yes, I
Meniere's
couldn't remember
disease.
what it was called.
I emailed him a couple of weeks ago and I said, how are you? Out of sight isn't out of mind. How are you doing? And he said, thanks, pal. He said, it ain't good. It comes and goes. It's 80% of the time it's bad, 20% it's okay, and then it goes straight back to being bad.
I'm glad he had that one time, though. I mean, what a miracle for that one moment in time.
Now, I'm sorry, what's the name of the disease again?
Meniere's.
That's what Tony has, Meniere's disease. Tony has Meniere's disease, too. So, sorry.
That's quite a good joke, actually.
No, it's not.
Okay. So he said, and he said to me that he feels so unconfident about what could happen that they can't book any gigs.
Right.
Because they can't book a gig in a month's time, and then
they have a new album finished that they were going to go ready to promote. It's a shame. And then the poor band too, right? These guys are all out of jobs.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but it could not have happened to a nicer man. There are so many people that should not be singing, should not be doing stuff in general, whether it's politics or whatever. And Huey Lewis is not one of those people.
They should release the album, then have Elio Pace and the News go out to tour and promote.
Elio Pace and the News. Pace.
I'm not worthy.
Pace.
Oh, sure.
I'm not worthy.
You could totally
I can
belt
sing
that
the
Hip
songs,
to Be.
but
Should that be our first karaoke song of the day? Hip to Be Square.
Oh, no!
Just thought of that. You know what? That's why we didn't think of that.
Why not?
You want to give that one a shot?
don't mind.
All right, we're gonna find that one.
Listen, nobody wants to see Elio Pace in the News.
Well,
I bet they would.
While Tony's finding that, I want to say Elio Pace, Umberto Pace, and Amy Rhiannon Worth are here in the studio, all the way from England across the pond. We want to thank them for coming in, right? It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
If I can just, since we're playing this, that's why they're here. Elio has been nominated for an Independent Music Award. The award ceremonies is taking place this weekend in New York City, and it's for the best long-form musical video.
Yeah.
For the Billy Joel Songbook. You can find the DVD and the CD on eliopace.com.
Or at my house.
Or
I have.
Yeah, but you're not
Probably cheaper at your house.
I'm not giving it to
away,
anybody,
right.
but I gave it to Danielle.
And Sally and I are mentioning it, so for $5 we'll
You'll
autograph
sign it?
your copy. Sure.
Nice. I gave it to Danielle. She goes, "Who is this? It's good." I said, "It's Elio."
Well, that's
the
very
guy
nice.
from the show. Yes, hon, the guy from the show.
That's very nice.
I like it. It's good.
I can't
I'm gonna
believe
keep
it.
She goes, "I'm going to keep it." All right.
Well, because it is good.
Now it's in her.
But congratulations. It's really.
Thank you. I'm still blown away by it because you don't expect that. I didn't do it for that, but to have been recognised, there's some irony, isn't there, that it's taken America, where my love of music stems from, and where Billy Joel is from. It's taken America to recognise it, but I'm so thrilled.
And this was out of nowhere, right? It's not like you submitted it or something.
Oh no, you have to submit.
Oh, you do.
Oh no, but everybody, even the Oscars, you submit the film to the Oscars.
Oh, so So tell us the story. Who submitted this?
My manager, Peter,
okay.
Pete Jenkins, who's on his way over as we speak, mid-air.
Oh.
He'll be here later on this evening. He submitted it, and he said, I'm going to submit it. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, it needs an award. I said,
oh, okay.
All right, well, okay, go for it. And so...
Do you have a speech prepared if you win?
I haven't got anything prepared. And I don't know whether it's like the Oscars where you go, and the winner is, bum, and they play a piece of music, and you're going to get up quick before the music ends, and then you go, I want to thank you so much. I'm not doing anything.
It's just an honor to be nominated with all these talented artists.
That's it. All
What if you don't win? Are you going to...
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I don't even,
That's where you have to
We'll all get up
practice.
and leave.
Because everyone's going to look at you and you have to be like,
We'll all get up and leave.
That's right.
That would be hilarious.
you should like stand up and like throw your hand
something on the
down.
floor.
Flip the table. We'll just-
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
You're all a bunch of wankers.
I came all the way here from England. This guy came from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Flip a table and walk out. That'd be
Have you seen the
hilarious.
show? No, I know. I mean, I know it's very, very corny and very cliched to say, but please understand, you must understand, surely, that it's not about the winning. Being the award nominated Billy Joel Songbook is enough.
Nah, you got to
No, I'd want to win. Sorry. We're a little competitive over here
You're too humble. No, you got to
in
win.
the States.
Well, I'm not. Yeah,
All right, what about Bruce Hornsby? Good piano player?
amazing.
And why does his piano sound different than everybody else's?
Because he plays with
A toy piano.
He plays. No, he has a certain. It's like the
Linus piano, whatever his name is.
he has a way of hitting the keys. He plays
Schroeder.
certain inversions. It's called inversions. So he does he has a lick, a style, a little lick that he does,
Yeah.
which gives him his signature sound. Ding, 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 ding.
Elio's playing the tabletop.
Yeah. It's like you can recognize certain piano players, certain voices. He has a certain voicing on the piano which makes it.
So it's not a different type of piano. He doesn't tune it different. He doesn't.
No. It's
So you could make
Style
your
of playing.
piano sound like that?
If I studied his voicings, I could do something that's. Oh, you sound like Bruce Hornsby on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's to do with George Shearing had a way of playing the piano. And you recognise it.
Yes.
And you go, oh, that's George Shearing. And then you
Yes.
recognise Oscar Peterson.
You have no
Yes.
idea what he's talking
You
about.
recognise Jerry Lee Lewis, right?
Yes, that guy.
So nobody plays rock and roll piano like you. You recognise
Right.
that is styling and voicing.
Guitar players are the same. Eddie Van Halen, you just know that
Yeah, the
guitar
sound.
sound.
When you hear
know that
Brian
style of
May-
play. Yes.
Because people.
Eddie Van Halen, that was the guy in the Michael Jackson song, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I just wanted to say that
Yeah,
to
yeah.
aggravate Tony.
Oh, I
I know
see,
who
right.
Eddie Van Halen is.
All right, are we ready? This will be our first karaoke.
Are you
of the
kidding?
day. I'm not kidding. We don't have to.
You mean just like that? Go for it then.
Just like that. The words.
You have to
the
warm
words
up?
will be there.
Well,
Me,
obviously.
me, me, me.
Do, re, mi. Come on, a little of this.
Oh, let's go for it.
Wow.
Oh, who cares? Let's just do it.
You got to go louder than that.
Bit more. I don't know the words. Let's have a look.
They're coming.
I used to be a renegade. I used to fool around. Dun, take the punishment. I had to settle down. Am I doing the whole song? I'm playing it real straight. And yes, I cut my hair.
You can do the whole song so I can sell
I
it.
think that I'm crazy, but I don't even care. You gotta tell what's going on. It's hip to be square. I love this song. It's hip to be square.
All right, Eric,
Get the hell out of here.
do it.
No way.
Hands in business suits. Come on, Eric. I watch them on TV.
Amy.
I don't know it.
Working out most every day and watching what I eat. Wow. They tell me that ain't good for me, but I don't even care. I know that it's crazy, I know that it's nowhere, but there is no denying that it's hip to be square. It's hip to be square. So hip to be square. Hip to be square.
And you want me to follow that?
Yes.
Get the hell out of here. Are you nuts?
Where's Joe? Joe, you want to sing the third verse? Come here.
Oh, there's Joe.
Joe's here. Come here, Joe.
I didn't know Joe was here.
Joe's here. Come here, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Come on. Come on. You don't have to be square. Oh, you're
Forget how
killing me.
young he is.
Come on, the sax solo's
He's so
coming up.
young.
Oh, we can do all the football players' background vocals later.
Yes.
Right? The football players.
What does that mean? Wow. Now, Amy, what song do you like? What song do you sing?
I like a bit of jazz.
Turn up, turn up. It's not too hard to figure out. You see it every day. And those that were the furthest out have gone the other way. You see them on the freeway, but I don't look like fun. You don't try to fight it. I did the time has come.
Wow.
Don't tell me that I'm crazy. Tell me I'm nowhere. Take it from me, baby. It's hip to be square. So hip to be square. Love you, Huey. Hip to be square. So hip to be square.
Everybody.
Tell them, boys. Come on. Hip, hip, and everywhere.
Oh, that's what it is?
Hip, hip. So hip to be square. And everywhere. Hip, hip. So hip to be square. And everywhere.
It's the Paches.
And everywhere.
So hip to be square.
Yay!
Huey Lewis.
Wow.
That was great. Super.
Thank you
Super.
very much, mate.
And we're gonna get Amy. She's gonna what did we agree that Amy was gonna do?
Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow?
That was one. Then what was the other one?
Bananarama.
Venus, wasn't it? Venus.
Oh, come on.
Right? We were gonna
Yes.
look at that, right? All right, but we have other things that we need to do first.
Okay.
You want to do the sponsors?
Sure.
Because then we got to make a phone call for. And
All right,
do the
all right.
sponsors.
You want to set up the phone call while I'm doing the sponsors?
No,
Oh, okay.
because I got a story to tell before that.
Here's
I
a
gotta-
story.
I got to set
That
Of a
Tony
lovely lady.
That Tony has to tell. All right, the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show. Knock 'em Dead Comedy brought to you by Bella Vista Pizza. Bella Vista Pizza for the best pizza in the whole wide world. Check out Bella Vista Pizza, located at 154 Minetta Hill Road in Plainview. That's 154 Minetta Hill Road in Plainview. 516-433-4464. That's 516-433-4464. And also Gina Congemi Coffin, licensed real estate agent with Signature Premier Property. 631-495-7696. That's 631-495-7696. List your house with Gina. She'll work so hard for you and sell your house so fast it'll make your
Head spin.
And also Knock 'em Dead Comedy. Knock 'em Dead Comedy for the funniest murder mysteries in the whole wide world. You got Knock 'em Dead Comedy. Knock 'em Dead Comedy. You want to see a boring murder mystery if you go to see a murder mystery show?
They're brilliant. Your shows are fantastic.
Right, but you wouldn't go see a boring one, would you?
No.
No. Why would you? Would you want to go see you're eating dinner, right?
Right.
And then some guy just walks in the middle of your dinner and says, "There's been a murder in the parking lot, and now we've got to solve it." Does that sound like a lot of fun?
Nah.
No, right?
Nah.
You don't want to go see that. You want to see people laugh.
Yeah.
You want to see them dance.
Yeah.
You want to see them sing.
Yeah.
You want to see the murder happen right in front of you.
Wow.
Right?
No
Not
way.
in the parking lot.
No.
Right? Of a character you never heard of or never met. What is that?
Rubbish.
What is that?
It's
Rubbish.
Rubbish.
Rubbish. Exactly. It's rubbish.
Yeah,
Oh,
you want to see someone you care about die right there in front of you.
We bring tears
That's where the comedy lies.
We bring
Come on.
tears to your eyes. That's right. We'll make you laugh. We'll make you cry. It'll be the best murder mystery of 2019. You come see Knock 'em Dead Comedy, knockemdeadcomedy.com for all our upcoming dates and information. Yay. All right, you want to set up your call?
Oh, that's it?
Yes.
All right.
No?
I thought...
You want me to do one more?
I thought you were.
Okay, L.A. I didn't know.
Oh.
L.A. Auto Sales. Lemon Auto Sales are located in Hicksville on Old Country Road. Lemon Auto Sales. You can't afford a new car, but you want a car that runs like new?
Yeah.
Well, then go to Lemon Auto Sales. LASalesNY.com. Go visit them. He's got a great lineup of all new cars. We've actually sold 4 cars for him. 4. Possibly 5
Seriously?
now. I sent somebody else there, so possibly 5 cars for him now.
No, it's 5 already.
It's 5 already?
Yeah.
Possibly 6.
Wow.
Possibly 6 cars. Tell him Knock 'em Dead Comedy said you get a free air freshener.
Wow.
Yes, when you pick up the car, and you get free oil change on your first return visit. And those are anybody else?
That's it.
Okay, go.
LASalesNY.com.
I said that.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Good. Set up your phone.
Okay, so I will. I'll play this song right here.
Okay.
For those of you who remember this song back in the '80s.
Anna Brigetta James
I
said,
lost a signal again.
Big hug for Robbie. Big hug for Robbie.
Ah.
Nice, fun show.
Someone send you a
Thank
big
you.
hug that I passed it on.
It's Humberto. Humberto Pace.
It's beautiful.
You say it right, or I give you a fresh. I give you a fresh one.
Like fresh fruit.
Uh-oh. Maybe they're calling us? Am I going in on this?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know who it is. Go ahead. Hey, live on the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show, who just hung up. Yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah.
As soon as I started, they hung up. All right. So those of you remember this song. Okay. Back in the 80s, this song was a big hit.
Oh, I remember this.
Billy Vera and the Beaters?
Yes.
Billy Vera
yes,
and the Beaters.
Do you want to know something?
Go on. Go on.
I would love to know something.
Go on.
I sang this. Well, I should say I lip synced this to my to a girl. Lip synced it?
Yeah.
Lip synced?
I don't know.
Lip sync?
Oh, that's good point.
I'm going to go with sync.
I lip synced?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I lip synced this song
Do it now.
to the girl I wanted to ask out in front of the whole cheerleading squad.
Did you?
I played it and I walked in and I just lip synced it and my football friends
For
were
real?
behind me.
And they all laughed
For real.
at him and they
she
still
said,
picked him.
"Okay, I'll date you." And I said, "Okay."
You got
So
the
you
girl.
sang her a song about how she's not going to want to be with you anymore before you.
I had no idea what the song was about. I just lip synced it, sang it.
That takes courage.
It was
Eric.
eight.
I've
I was
gotta say.
eighth. It was 8th grade.
That's
Hey,
amazing.
you're live on the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
Hello, how you doing? It's Wallace
Hello.
from Scotland.
Wallace.
Hey,
Hey, Wallace.
Oh, Wallace from Scotland. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thanks. I'm just wondering if Elio's looking forward to the Billy Joel shows this year.
Hello, Wallace. Yes, and thanks for calling in. I am. I can't tell you how excited I am about. You're talking about the David Brown show, right?
I am. Yep, got my tickets already. Yep.
Oh man! And you coming to Dundee or Giffnock?
No, we're coming to one in Glasgow.
Oh yeah, to Glasgow. David Brown's coming back over.
David Brown, former Billy Joel guitarist. Yeah.
The incredible, one of the most, probably the most underrated guitar player ever.
Played on almost all of Billy Joel's
last
big
year
hits.
was fantastic.
Isn't he, Wallace? I mean, people.
Oh, you saw it last year,
was
Wallace?
great. Yeah, I was there last year. Yeah, second row from the front. Fantastic show.
Wow.
And just as you see, goosebumps the whole night.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah, the guy is so he played with Paul McCartney. He played with Simon and Garfunkel at Central Park.
Right.
And nobody really realizes what an incredible artist he is and people like Wallace
That's
do.
right.
Yeah.
Wallace, you must have a great international calling plan.
Nope, I don't have.
Oh.
Still Canada the bill.
Oh, all right. Well, sorry.
Well, no, I'm looking forward to it, and we're doing 2 more Billy Joel albums, Stormfront
Yep.
and The Stranger. We did Glass Houses and An Innocent Man, and we're coming back to we're doing a 14-date tour in October and November. And Wallace, yes, out of 10, 20 excited about having David back, and can't wait.
Yeah, it should be good.
Thank you,
It was
mate.
just the best. I've got my second first row tickets this time.
Have you?
Which is nice. Yes.
Well, it'd be nice to see you again. Thank you very much for all your support,
Yeah,
Wallace.
you took my wife once up on stage to dance to Uptown Girl.
Oh,
at the
she was-
Garden Theatre in Dundee.
She was the Christy Brinkley that
She was
night.
my Christy Brinkley that
She
night.
was, yeah. She was the one that night, yeah. And she
Ah.
hasn't been well at the beginning of this year, but she's great now, so it'll be good to see you again.
Oh, well, that's lovely. Send her my best, and thank you very
Okay.
much. Thanks, Wallace.
Cheers, thanks.
Thank you,
Take
mate.
care, Wallace.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye, Wallace.
Bye.
You can't say cheers.
Why not? He did.
No, because he's from there. That's
What?
racist.
I'm saying it's not racist.
No, you have to say bye.
I'm respecting his culture.
No, you have to say bye.
Now I'm not bi. I'm just saying goodbye.
You have to say,
So,
yo,
cheers.
Yo,
When I
take it
respond
easy.
to his text, I write X just like he does.
Ah, that's it's very empathetic of him.
Is it?
Empathetic.
I think
That's see now he's just using big words that we don't understand.
Let me get
Wallace
the
had
dictionary out.
Wallace had the most gorgeous accent.
Yes, it was Scottish.
Oh, I
Scottish.
know.
I can tell.
Beautiful. You're right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it is true because you go from Scotland to Wales and everybody's got a little bit of a different accent.
yeah.
Little bit. It's you couldn't. Oh my gosh.
Amy, please do
me-
it.
What?
Do help. Do.
We've just heard Scotland, but Wales is more. So my mother's from Llanelli, from South Wales, and I'm camping it up a little bit now, really. But they've got very strong accents, and it's very, very different to Scotland.
Wow.
It's completely different.
It is.
now
Yeah.
do Scottish. Scottish.
So we've just heard Wallace talking to us about his wife, and that's Scotland, and it's just completely different.
Yeah, I was having a hard time understanding what he was
Oh, but he has a soft.
Oh, it's
you know,
beautiful.
Oh, that's- yeah.
So if you want to speak to some people from Glasgow and places like that, sometimes it takes a long time
know
to
what the heck they're saying,
to
right?
tune into the accent.
Now,
yeah, it's
and
incredible.
Ireland's got their another
Do Irish.
accent.
Oh well, no, I find Irish quite
Southern.
tricky actually.
Southern. Okay.
Ireland. I can do a little bit of Southern Irish, but I definitely can't do Northern Irish. Is particularly hard.
Wow. Now do
I apologise.
now
to
do
everyone in
Cajun,
Ireland.
Louisiana.
Please, you do it.
What you teach
I
me?
can't do it. I don't even know what they say. If you have a very heavy Cajun accent, you can't understand what they're saying
right. No.
because it's got French in it, it's got English, and you sit there. I don't even know that they're speaking English sometimes. That's how heavy it is. It's
Give
really
us
good.
some Cockney.
Oh, well, you need to talk to Elio, really, about Cockney. I mean, he was brought up a bit more around that area, really, compared to me. I'm from the northwest, you see, right up there quite near to... thank you very much, thank you.
Now do New York.
Oh, no, I can't do that. As if you can do New York in New York.
Oh,
Talk
geez,
to
hey,
Elio.
you're talking to me? Hey, what's going on? Let's have some coffee. Yeah,
Elio, I can hear.
He really did sound like Huey Lewis, though. It was crazy.
That's great. That's really good.
All
I'm
right,
sorry, I
so-
interrupted you.
no,
Billy
it's
Vera,
fine.
Vera story with my
It's
8th
fine.
grade girlfriend.
This was his big hit back in the 80s. And apparently Elio is a fan of his music.
Oh,
Yes.
a fan. Listen to his voice. This guy is the most underrated singer of all time.
Is incredible.
This guy is amazing.
So what's the song about?
What's the song about? It's
Yeah.
about Elio not being able to hear.
Oh.
No, I have no idea.
Sally said it was
What
about
would you
something.
do if what would you do if I said at this moment?
She totally dumps him,
Yeah.
and then he's saying, "You'd think I'd be like really mean to you just because you dumped me. I still love you, and I will always be kind to you,
Yeah.
but you dumped me."
Oh.
If I could just hold you again. Oh,
Well,
my God.
I guess that's why we didn't work out. Me and my 8th grade girlfriend.
What? No, I'll give it to him when
And you know
time
what?
comes. So we. I'm sorry.
No. Carry on.
Like turn it out so that I could hear.
I turned it out.
Yeah, I know, but yours is so low.
Oh. Then take them.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
Keep them.
So we. So I don't remember how we got into it, but I think we were just talking about. We were always talking music and having a laugh, and I think you just said you should. Somehow he came up.
Well, I always say to you, you know Bananarama, don't you? Yes. You know Delbert McClinton? Yes. And I must have just said to you, you know Billy Vera? And you went, of course I do. Like, as you always do.
But then I mentioned that song. You know more about him than I. The guy is originally from New York,
Yeah.
but I only know this.
Really?
So you said to me, well, you should get him on your show.
I said, you need to get him on
Because
the show.
I'm always emailing and making calls trying to get anybody and everybody on this show. So still working on Mickey Dolenz, by the way. Still that's like my quest now.
That's your dream.
No, it wasn't, but now it is because I've just had so many conversations with his management, and I seem to be getting nowhere. So Elio suggested Billy Vera, and I'm like, oh, why not? He's not big here, so I figured let's give it a shot. I probably have a better shot with somebody like him. So I looked him up. I emailed him through his website. I think it was the same day. I might have even been within the hour. I got an email back from him. Oh, I'd love to do your show. When are you on? I said, oh, please come into the studio. It'd be great. He lives in L.A.
Okay.
So he said flat out, call me one day and we'll do this. That was back in January.
Okay.
So now the time's coming that they're coming here.
Yeah.
I never responded to him back in January.
Oh, my goodness.
So I responded to him just last week. And I said, thank you so much for being willing to do this interview. Are you available June 20th? I know it's, we call you at 12. I said, I know it's only 9 o'clock your time, but is that fine? He wrote back, oh, yeah, that's no problem. I'll be up.
Okay.
So I didn't say anything. I figured this would be a nice surprise. They're all sitting here and we'll make the call. So last night we're going to bed.
Yes.
Not together.
Yes.
But we're going to bed.
Well,
and we spent the whole day together.
Yeah. And we've not mentioned Billy Vera.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Since January.
Right. So here I am, 30 seconds from walking away from each other, being done for the day, and sure enough, whatever happened to contacting Billy Vera? And
that's a terrible accent.
Yes, it is.
That was the worst.
That's the worst.
And I immediately was like, I couldn't even fake it.
You couldn't hold it?
No, he couldn't.
What kind of actor are you?
A bad one.
Good.
So I go,
welcome to the club.
I go, you just ruined my surprise. He goes, what you mean?
Just like that.
He didn't say it like that.
No, he said it just like that.
What you mean? What you mean? What you mean?
Did I hear you correctly?
I'm not a pirate.
Don't be pulling my leg. Get me the Billy Vera, matey. Arg. I did. So I said, damn it, Elio, you ruined my surprise. It's all set up. We're going to call him tomorrow.
Get out of the house.
He goes, are you joking? I said, no, I'm not joking. Right. He goes, surely you're joking. I said, no, I'm not joking.
And don't call me Shirley.
He goes, Shirley. Then he goes, shut up.
Oh, that's a bit rude.
It's meant affectionately.
Oh, okay.
That is something he says often, right?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up. No way.
Get it. Let's like, get out.
No way.
No way. You're right. Yeah, I know.
So I said, I'm not shutting up. It is the truth. So we are gonna. I have his phone number here.
We're gonna call William Vera.
We are gonna call William Vera.
That's what his
This
mum
guy's.
calls him.
I'm sorry. This guy's an American icon. He's an American.
Sally's gonna pick up the phone for us.
I think
right
you've
there.
got the. This is what the biggest guest you've ever had on your show ever.
No.
Just about to happen.
Elio is.
And then Billy J. Kramer's probably second.
And
Amy's
second.
Oh, Amy's second.
Umberto Pace's third. Umberto Pace. I love saying it like that.
You are brilliant at that.
Huh? We should call Linda Bart. She can speak Italian too.
Oh, yeah.
We should do that. And she does good.
We should call my grandmother. Oh, she's not.
Is it happening?
This guy better be awake.
He's probably peeing. I'm not saying it.
Hello.
Hi there. Is this Billy Vera?
It is.
Hey, Billy Vera. This is Tony Walker. We were emailing about the radio show that I do in New York.
I was just about to.
Very nice. You were just about to. So did we interrupt you? You just get up to pee or something? We're good?
No, I was just about to interrupt you. Where the fuck you went?
I know. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, the guys got up for this, and we're 10 minutes late.
Well, I told you about Elio Pace. He fainted when we told him we were calling you, so we had to revive him and then get him up and to call you. So this is a real pleasure to speak with you, sir, and we really appreciate your time.
My pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. And Elio Pace, this is Billy Vera.
Hello.
Billy Vera, Elio Pace.
Billy, my name's Elio Pace, and it's an absolute pleasure to speak to you.
Well, nice to meet you, Elio.
Oh, wow. Honestly, I don't know where to start. I mean, I'm just such a massive fan of yours musically, your voice, your songs, everything you stand for. It's just a pleasure to meet you. I've discovered your music when I was at Leeds College of Music. I'm 51 years old now.
Oh, you're a mere child.
But I've discovered your music. A friend of mine who was a fellow music student of mine called Charlotte, she had recently returned from New York. We were 21 years old. I was at Leeds College of Music, and she came back. And she came back. She said, "Elio, I've picked up a cassette in New York. I was in a record shop and I picked up a cassette, and you've got to hear this. You're going to love this." And it was Billy Vera and the Beaters, By Request, the live album.
Oh yeah.
And she said, "Listen to this song," and she put on "Someone Will School You, Someone Will Cool You."
Awesome.
And I tell you what, I was converted, and from then on, I was like, "This guy's brilliant, absolutely brilliant." It's a pleasure to meet
Thank you. That's one of my favorites too.
Wow.
You know, it's. I remember writing it. I had just moved to L.A. in 1979, and I had a job writing songs for Warner Brothers.
Right.
It locked me in this little room with no windows and just a little piano there.
Right.
So I'm fooling around on the piano one day, and I had never played Louie Louie before.
Right.
And so I was trying to figure out it's easy, but I figured out the chords to it. And then I said, let me alter the rhythm. Instead of da 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 da.
Yes.
Da da da. I said da 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 da. So I did that, and then at the time I had also been fooling around with a lick from Professor Longhair.
Wow. Yes. Yes.
And that's the lick that comes between verses there.
I love that lick.
Only it's my version of it, you know.
So is that you? Is that you playing? It's not you on the record on that.
No. It's not me, but I mean, I showed him what I wanted him to play. You know?
That lick you're talking about, for me as a piano player, which is what I've done professionally for 31 years as a singer, I'm a songwriter as well. That piano lick you're talking about was one of those moments in my career that you add color, that I added color and variety to my playing just because of that lick.
Wow.
I tell you, it upped my vocabulary as a piano player. Really, I can't tell you.
Well, I'll tell you where I stole it from, or I adapted it from a Professor Longhair record called Big Chief.
I know Big Chief, Yep.
I always, whenever I play with my big band, I have a big 18-piece band sometimes I play with, and they're all like the best jazz guys from Los Angeles. And I sometimes I go up on the piano at sound check and I'll play that lick, and they're all impressed because I'm not a great piano player by any means, but I did learn that lick, and it impresses these jazz guys.
You're a very good piano player, Billy. You're being very, very modest, but the lyric is fantastic as well. It's just it's so quirky and clever. And the groove of the band on that. I don't know if you can hear it, but Tony's put it on live in the background here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so the listeners are hearing a little bit as we're talking. It's just so funky. I honestly, and the rest of the album, and then I went and bought Retro Nouveau, which I loved.
Retro Nuevo,
which I loved as well. It's just fantastic songs.
That was produced by the great Tom Dowd.
Was it really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Tommy had been a friend of mine from years ago in the 60s when I was on Atlantic Records.
Yeah. Amazing. There's going back to the live album At This Moment, which when we spoke about you earlier on, Eric, who's also presenting, who's one of the main presenters here, told us a great story about At This Moment and how you can tell him.
All right. Hi, Billy. How are you?
Hey.
All right. So I was in eighth grade at the time, and I actually did we settle on the word lip synced?
Lip synced.
Sure.
I lip synced that song to a girl I wanted to ask out.
Oh, I bet she went out with you too.
She certainly did. She certainly did. But I did it in front of her whole cheerleading squad too.
Oh my God! I bet they all wanted to go out with you after that.
I don't think so.
even the guys.
And then my football buddies came in with me, and they were all laughing. They thought I was crazy. But they played the song. I lip sang it to her. I asked her if she'd go out with me. She said yes, and then she broke up with me a year later. So.
Well, that's because of the song. That's what she was supposed to do.
I wrote the song about,
Oh, that's what. See, yeah, Sally just informed me that it's actually about a breakup.
He didn't understand what it was about. I'm like, you sang a song to a girl that is supposed to dump you, and you're supposed to be okay about it.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
But I didn't sing it. I didn't sing it. I just lip synced it. I couldn't sing like you or remember the words.
So Billy, this is Elio again here. So It was around about, I'm going to say 1993, and I'm sat in front of the television, British television, BBC One or ITV, and the Royal Variety Show was on. That's where the Queen or one of the royal family attends a big television show. It's a massive variety show. The Beatles did it back in the 60s, and the Stones. It's called the Royal Variety Show. It's live on telly from the London Palladium or one of the big theatres. And the headline guest on this show that night was Tom Jones. I'm sitting next.
Oh, yeah, he recorded it too.
Well, this is it. And I'm sitting next to my dad here. My dad is from Naples, and he's 79, and his first trip to America ever. 2 days ago, he landed in America for the first time in his life, and he's a massive Tom Jones fan. So I'm watching the television, and Tom Jones comes on. Da, 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 he does. It's not unusual. He did something, and then the piano intro for At This Moment came on, and I remember going, "What? What? What? He's just about to sing," and nobody knew the song, right? I'm sorry to say, in Britain, because
I know it didn't sell in Britain.
It wasn't a hit in Britain, but I knew it for about 4 years by this point. And Tom Jones opened his mouth and he, "What would you think?" And it's like, oh my God, Tom Jones is singing At This Moment. I remember, and I went, and I've got that performance on the VHS cassette in Britain somewhere, and I'm going to fish it out one day and put it on YouTube for you. But
there's a couple of versions of him singing it live on YouTube.
There are.
At least there used to be.
Yeah, but there's not the one from that Raw Variety performance, because I looked it up as I was trying to show my girlfriend Amy this, because we had a whole Billy Vera evening one night.
Your poor girlfriend.
Oh no, it was fantastic. I loved it.
Oh, good.
You're awesome. Oh my gosh, honestly. So I love jazz and big band and kind of funky stuff, and I also like rock and roll as well. So for you and the way you combine all those elements, I mean, I hadn't heard your stuff before. I was in seventh heaven. Just loved it. You're amazing.
Thank you, Amy. Well, you should search, if you like big band, you should search out my big band album.
Yeah, I will.
It's called Billy Vera Big Band Jazz.
Oh wow!
I can't wait. Can't wait to hear it.
And if you want, you can check out Elio Pace on YouTube. And in Amy here, his girlfriend, she's with a band called the D-Day-Darlings, which is just phenomenal.
I love the name.
Oh,
yeah, they do things. Well, you can tell.
Nostalgic. It's a lot.
I was going to say World War II songs.
That's the one. Yeah. So in fact, we just went over to Normandy for the 75th anniversary with about 300 veterans, and it was just an absolute privilege, as you can imagine. And they told
a lot of tears.
There were a lot of tears and a lot of stories and a lot of comradeship, and it was quite incredible.
Well, we have a lot to thank the Americans for, because if it wasn't for the fact that you joined,
you're welcome.
You joined the war.
Yeah, our boys went over there, and we lost a lot of them that first day.
That's very true, very true. But Billy, just tell us, because I know a lot of this, but your main influences as a singer, what are they as a singer?
Well, my favorites growing up, being a New York boy, I loved Frankie Lyman.
Oh wow!
I loved him, and also there was a singer who you might not have heard called Jesse Belvin.
No, I don't know Jenny.
Jesse had a great song. Masterpiece called Good Night, My Love.
Right.
Good night, my love. Pleasant dreams and sleep tight, my love.
Oh, nice.
May tomorrow be sunny and bright. Great singer.
Wow.
And he got picked up by RCA after that, and he had one hit, and he made a magnificent jazz pop album called Mr. Easy. And unfortunately, he died in an auto accident with his wife, and the album came out posthumously.
Right.
But he was a great favorite of mine. Ray Charles is a great favorite.
Yes.
Although I never wanted to try to sing like him or sound like him, because that's not smart.
No.
The world doesn't need another Ray Charles.
No, but I'm going to say, I don't want to embarrass you, but you are just one of the most incredible vocalists America has ever produced.
Wow.
So it's the fact that you cite these people that you've just mentioned, Jesse Belvin and Ray Charles, I honestly believe, Billy, that you're up there with them, because your vocal phrasing, the tone of your voice, your tuning, the rhythm, the funkiness, the groove in your voice is, oh man, honestly, you're without a doubt one of my all-time favorite singers, and I would hold...
That really makes me feel good this morning, man. Thank you so much.
It's true. And now, I have to ask, the documentary that is being made, was being made...
It's out. It's on Amazon now.
Fantastic. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. Because I had my eye on that, and when Tony and I...
And then I got a new album, too, also.
Yeah.
Called Timeless.
Timeless. Yeah. Yeah. Which, I mean, I've got a...
That's back to the old Beatles style.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's the name of the documentary?
Harlem to Hollywood, the same as my book.
Okay.
And
people were after me for years. Why don't you write a memoir? Why don't you write? And I said, I don't want to. And finally, I got tired of people bugging me, and I finally wrote it, and people really seemed to like it. So
I'm not surprised, and there are far greater people than me that have said exactly the same that I've just said about you. There are, people. I hope you know, Billy, that people in the know. They know. They know.
You know, it's a funny thing you say that, because the director of the documentary Harlem to Hollywood, a fellow named Alan Swire, he wrote the Buddy Holly story movie and things like that. And his whole premise, he said, every documentary needs an angle. And he said, my angle that I believe, he said, Billy Vera is the most famous person that nobody ever heard of.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I think that's one of the biggest crimes of our industry. I'm not saying there aren't people out there that don't deserve the fame, but there are certainly people out there like you who have just been consistently... It's not like you're not like a one-hit wonder. You have been doing this consistently up there. Like, for me, I hold you up against people like Billy Joel, because Billy Joel's my ultimate singer-songwriter hero. And for me, he consistently knocked it out the park, as you say in this country. He's just album after album, song after song, and he's stuck at 12 albums. For me, you're the same. Everything you've ever done is full of musical integrity. You employ musicians, you use musicians. There's humor. Honestly, I think you're one of the greatest ever. End of.
Well, thank you. And I made peace with, the fact that maybe I'll never, be famous. But I said, a lot of my heroes are like that.
Yeah.
They remain pure, and they make music that satisfies them, and if not record companies.
Amen.
And you got some pimply faced jerk his first girlfriend.
Oh.
So there you go, right? So that's always a good thing too.
Sure enough.
No, well, that's beautifully said, and what you've just said is so massively important, because that being true and satisfying yourself as an artist first, if you can go to your grave knowing that what you have left behind all of it came from your heart, I think that's the greatest achievement, more than houses and cars and fame and...
Right, you might not, even if you're not a household name, you're still doing what you love and being able to support your family at the same time. And that's the dream right there.
As long as I figured out about 25 years ago or so, that to make the kind of music I want to make, I'm going to have to find other ways of making a living, because I also don't want to be poor. I've been poor.
Sure.
And I didn't like it. and so I fell into, totally by accident, the field of voiceovers.
Yeah.
Oh.
My dad was an announcer on NBC for 35 years.
Billy McCord.
Yeah, Bill McCord. And so I was doing a little radio show, playing, old R&B records once a week. And somebody left a note in my mailbox there, said, he has an interesting voice, you believe him when he talks, would he be interested in doing voiceovers? So I called up, I said, yeah, I'll try it. My dad did it,
Yeah.
And the first one I did was for Nissan, the automobile.
Yeah.
Right.
And boy, it took off, and I made more money doing that
Amazing.
than I ever made in music.
Wow.
You know, by far.
But
So,
you're still.
doing that and then producing, I produced 4 Lou Rawls albums.
Did
wow.
you? Yeah, yeah. Lou
Yeah, we
Rawls.
kind of brought his career back. Actually, he had been making these dopey Vegas disco albums.
Wow, yeah, yeah.
And so Bruce Lundvall, the last of the great record men, signed him to Blue Note Records, the jazz label.
Yeah.
And he asked me and my friend to produce him. He said, but don't make any more of those records. He said, take Lou back to his roots.
Wow.
Take him back to the kind of music that people loved him for in the beginning, jazz, blues,
Yeah. Another.
So
great
we
singer.
did that, and I got a pretty good repertoire in my brain of songs.
You're being very modest. You're a musical historian, so what you don't know about music is not worth knowing. And Tony Walker is one of those guys as well. So you'd be, you're in good company there.
Yeah. So I picked some good songs for him, and then he did 7 of mine over the course of the albums we made.
Amazing.
And we got to bring in cool people, Ray Charles. I got to do a duet with Ray.
Nice.
I brought in George Benson,
Wow.
to play guitar on one of my songs
Amazing.
with him. And it was really a wonderful experience, and got to use great musicians like Richard T. and
Wow.
Cornell Dupree and
Wow.
Hank Crawford and Stanley Turrentine and Fathead Newman. I mean, all these wonderful musicians wanted to help Lou make a comeback.
Amazing.
And so the first album we did with him went to #1 on the jazz charts.
Amazing.
And so we continued to have success until I made the last album of his lifetime. By that time, his manager was having trouble getting him a record deal. Lou Rawls, can you imagine?
No, I know. It's
Crazy.
incredible.
And so I said, well, he asked me if I had any ideas. I said, well, I'm not above using a gimmick. How about Old Brown Eyes sings Old Blue Eyes?
Hey, that's clever.
And so we did all Sinatra songs. And
Wow.
I brought in the great Benny Golson, from the Jazz Tet to
Wow.
write the charts.
Wow.
And that album stayed on the jazz charts for 6 months,
Amazing.
Then Lou died,
Yeah.
sadly.
But what a legacy you have, Billy. All the stuff and what that screams to me. You talk about everybody wanted to help Lou Rawls, but it's because they know you're at the helm. It's your reputation that gave Lou obviously a twilight, some fantastic last years. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, well, thank you. It was really, rewarding.
So
Anyway.
what about gigging? What about touring? Have you I'm sorry about this ignorance here, but have you ever performed in Britain?
No, I the only place that ever wanted me over there was the Netherlands.
Okay.
I went over there. I didn't even tour. I did a bunch of TV shows over there because
Right.
my records, for some reason, my records that did not sell in Great Britain always sold in the Netherlands,
in Holland,
which is
yeah.
a tiny country, but
Yeah.
for some reason they get what I do,
Yeah.
and so I went over there.
Yeah, it's
But
a big rivalry. They anything that's popular in the Netherlands, the United Kingdom thumbs their nose at. They don't.
Is that true?
Yeah, they don't want anything to do with the
No, it's not.
the Nether people.
No, it's not.
What do they call them? The Nether people?
No, they don't
Oh.
call him.
Oh.
The Ignore him. But
Yeah.
But I apologise on behalf of the whole of Britain and the British media and industry that
It was a big part of the Brexit because all of Europe was
Well,
fighting
they
over
do like me.
over Billy Vera.
They do like me over there for my article writing. I write a lot of articles for this magazine over there called Blues and Rhythm.
Yeah.
And so I get to show off my knowledge.
Well, I hope you. I mean, I know you must know there are millions of people like me who you've never heard of, who aren't famous, but as long as you know that you have touched with your fantastic talent people like me that you've never heard of, and just rest knowing that just because unfortunately, you may, media-wise, not have climbed the heights of Billy Joel or Tom Jones. That means nothing, because you've affected musicians like me all over the world for years and years and years.
Thank you. I'll tell you one thing. I made peace long ago. I just said, I do what I do, and the people that know what I do like it, and one of the problems has been I like to use good musicians.
Yeah.
And you can't tour with musicians of that caliber without being able to pay them what they deserve.
Yep.
And that means, if you're a 22-year-old band, 4 guys that want to drive around in a van and sleep in the same room,
that's it.
You can tour.
That's it.
I mean, even with a #1 record, the kind of gigs you're offered are opening up for a big star and for very little money.
Yeah.
But I had 8 guys with me and 2 crew guys, and each guy had to have his own room, and I had to pay them a decent salary.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford it.
No.
So I play locally in California. I go to New York once a year and play there.
Do you?
Yeah.
Where do you play?
There's a club there called Iridium.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Love the Iridium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play there, and we do well there. I've done there with the big band, and I can use local musicians.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
There's a lot of really good young jazz guys I can get for a salary that I don't lose too much money on the gigs.
No. Do you still have family here in New York?
No, everybody's passed away but me. But I do have a lot of my old friends from school, from high school and grade school that I always go see them.
Okay.
When I'm there, there's something about old friends that makes you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. When are you back in New York then?
Well, I was just there when was I there? In August, was it?
Okay.
I guess it was.
So you're due to come back in 2019?
Yeah. But I stay with either my friend up in Stamford, Connecticut, or I got another friend in Manhattan. I stay at his place.
Great.
But you'll make a stop here in the studio with us that day.
That sounds good to me.
Yay!
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
It's been
I always I go to Rayo's and eat up there in East Harlem, or there's another Italian restaurant I like to go to in Harlem called Patsy's.
Oh, sure.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But it's the Patsy's on 118th Street.
Not the one on 56th, right?
No, that's too expensive. but the other one in Patsy's, man, it's like old school Italian, man.
Yeah.
They got a picture, life-size picture of Sinatra on the wall.
Wow.
Perfect.
My dad is sitting next to me, as I say, and
let's go together.
We're going. Yeah. Umberto Pace, his name is, and we've been looking for. Well, Tony recommended exactly the restaurant you're talking about for an experience like that. I want to take my dad to a proper American Italian experience run by Italians, and it looks like Patsy's might be the one.
Patsy's is good. Rayo's is hard to get into anymore because, it's all the big shots in New York go. This guy has a table every Tuesday night, and that guy's got a table every Wednesday night. And so it's booked like months in advance.
Right.
But Patsy's you can get into. It's 118th Street and First Avenue. So.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Being from you were from Westchester originally, correct?
Yeah, White Plains.
White Plains. Did you ever go to Dominic's on Arthur Avenue in the Bronx?
I've been to a restaurant on Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. Yeah.
Now that's a fun experience because you walk in, no menus. Here's what we have today. How much do you want? Here's a bottle of wine. Here's a bottle of Zambuca. Whatever. Then they take the bottle when you're done. They're like, all right, you drank that much, and they don't even give you a bill. They just tell you how much it is and cash right there on the table.
Cash? No, you don't want to pay no taxes, man.
That's it. Dominic's on Arthur. No, legally they pay taxes. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
But no, we're on the air. I can't say that. So but Dominic, if next time you're in, try Dominic's on Arthur Avenue.
That sounds good to me. I will get somebody to drive me up there. Yeah,
you got
Absolutely. All right, Billy Vera, the new album is timeless, and look for the documentary on Netflix. Billy, we really appreciate your time. That was very nice of you this morning.
Well, thank you for having me on your show, and thank you, Elio, man. I wish you all the best luck in the world.
Thank you.
And is it Amy?
Yeah, that's
Amy,
right.
yes.
Yeah, hey, Billy.
And the D-Day.
The D-Day
Darlings.
Darlings.
D-Day Darlings. Right, Elio's actually in town because he's been nominated for an Independent Music Award.
Wow.
The ceremony is this
Congratulations.
weekend. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank
We'll
you.
be pulling
win,
for him.
man.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, cool. Billy Vera again. Thank you so much,
Billy.
buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Okay,
much, Billy.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
That
Wow,
was cool.
Billy Vera. Nice job, Tony.
John,
Hey, come
Look at Tony
and
pulling out all his
seriously,
spots for Elio.
Seriously, you've just had an American icon on your show.
I know.
And wasn't it fascinating? Oh, wow.
And
I
I
was just
thought-
pinching myself, all the things he was saying. I was like, wow, this is gold dust right here.
Well
The
done,
history
Tony.
of
Thank you
music,
so
brilliant.
much for doing that, mate.
And I talked about nether regions. Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
That's important.
You're holding it together beautifully, Eric.
All right. Now the big moment.
What's the big moment?
Are you ready?
Oh,
Are
what,
you
what
ready?
is it? What are we singing?
Venus?
Seriously, Banana Rama. Oh my
All
god.
right. Are you ready for this?
Why not? Let's
All right.
do it.
Bananarama. Are they a big band in
Amy brought it
Your
up.
choice?
Amy brought it up. We're going to do this, and then I'm
This
bringing
is so
Joe in for
not
a few
what-
minutes.
this
I'm bringing
is so
Joe in
not-
after this. All right.
Oh,
All right, here we go.
gosh. Why are we not doing some jazz?
Did Joe bring his guitar?
He did not.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, this is so cheesy, bad karaoke music,
Yes.
isn't it?
Great.
When this song first came out, I thought it was penis. That's my little ad.
God is on the mountaintop,
Yeah, baby.
burning like a silver flame. Summer the beauty and love. Venus was her name. She's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it. I'm your Venus. I'm your fire. It's your desire.
Holy moly.
Well, I'm your Venus. I'm your fire. It's your desire. Woo! Her weapons were her crystal eyes, making every man mad.
Pretty much.
Black as a dark night she was, got what no one else had. Wow, she's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it. I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, it's your desire. Well, I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, it's your desire.
You want me to sing after that?
Oh, no, I did not ask you to sing today.
You did too. You said, what song you got to sing? You got to sing with Elio. And
Yeah,
Are
I
you
did. I said
nuts?
that the other day, but I didn't sing just now. I didn't invite you to sing along with that.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on, this is your turn.
Get out of here.
She's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it. I'm your Venus. I'm your fire. It's your desire. Well, I'm your Venus. I'm your fire. It's your desire.
Now, how do you not?
Wow.
How do you not fall in love with her every 2 seconds?
Who says I don't?
That's right.
Oh my!
That's
It's like it's like a siren song. Oh, I would if you were my girlfriend. Elio, look the other way.
Okay.
If you were my girlfriend,
Hi there.
I'd make you sing everything.
Oh.
Sing good morning. Good morning, sweetheart. Oh yes, it's done. And I'm done for the day. I'm like, yes, you cannot possibly be in a bad mood with a voice like an angel like that.
Here's your roast beef.
Here's your roast beef sandwich. Would you like a spot of tea? Oh, yeah, and that's it.
All right, now where's Joe?
Where is Joe?
Joe,
Wow.
where is he? Joe.
Joe.
Joe DeJesu. Joe's Acoustic Mondays right here.
Yay!
Joe is a fantastic guitar player, singer, songwriter.
Joe?
He does a lot of Beatles stuff. I did ask Joe to bring his guitar.
Did he?
Nice.
I did.
Always bring your guitar.
Find the email or the text, whatever it was. I'll punch you right in the face, Joe.
I'll punch you right in the face, Joe.
What, are you gonna sit on your lap?
Well, no, I'm gonna get up for a second.
I'll just talk.
No,
I'll get up.
No. You got to stay because what I was gonna request.
Yes.
Because when you toured last year at the Billy Joel album show, you did Glass Houses, which has Through the Long Night.
Right.
You just posted a version of you doing Through the Long Night. With my brother, as a matter of fact, yes. Well, that's what I was going to do. I was going to see if you guys would do a little harmony. Give me one verse.
Oh, my word.
So what? Just a cappella. One verse, Joe DeJesu.
No chance. No way.
If I find... All right, let me...
That's a tough one.
Do you want me to sing next?
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what? If you don't do it, I'll do it.
Wow. I don't even know that song. I can't do it.
It's beautiful, but he's right. I mean, that it's not an Everly Brothers song. We use a two-part harmony thing.
This isn't an Independent Music Award nominated
thing. We sing because it brings us joy.
I want to. If I find a karaoke of it,
like.
What other Billy Joel songs do you know?
Wow.
I'm a huge fan of,
Come on,
of everything.
So let's do a verse of Until the Night. You know Until the Night?
Oh, God, yeah.
Gina Pacifica Brown said that was amazing. And wow, awesome, said another Gina. My wife's watching.
Tuesday.
Oh, you're in town till Tuesday. All right.
All right, let me see if I can find Until the Night karaoke.
What is that one?
Let's do that.
It kind of sounds like Elvis
Did you really?
singing.
No, it's Billy being the Righteous Brothers.
Is that
Billy
it?
being the Righteous Brothers.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, how come Billy Joel is Elvis now?
Tony wanted me to sing karaoke, tell you. You nuts.
Bills to the end, doesn't it?
This goes on for 6 minutes, but we'll do one verse and one chorus,
just
right?
One verse, one chorus.
Oh, man.
Yay.
Yeah.
Nothing like being talking right
You
side.
So,
need
Joe?
And you guys can sing sitting like this. This is...
I thought you were going to say, you guys can...
I don't know the song.
Go,
at all.
Joe.
You mean do the little
Look
part?
up there.
Whichever.
You can hear it?
I'll never ask you where you go. Too late? Too early?
That's great. That's great.
That was it.
After I leave you in the morning, we go our separate ways to separate situations. It's not that easy anymore.
Today I do what must be done.
I give my time to total strangers.
Sorry.
Hey, it's cool. But now it feels as though the day goes on forever, more than it ever did before. Until the night, oh, I just might make it. Until the night, when I see you again.
Usually warmed up for this. It's stand up, yeah.
Wow.
Now you're no. Have changed. Oh, that was it. Sorry.
Can I go low?
And I'm afraid we're getting older.
This is something you need to rehearse.
I've never performed this.
Yeah.
So many broken hearts, so many lonely faces, so many lovers come and gone. I have my fears like every man. You go low. You're good at the low bit. You do the low bit. You'll have your tears like every woman. I can't remember what that harmony is. Today we'll be unsure. Is this what we believe in? And wonder how can we go on until the night,
might make it until the night, until the night when I see you again.
Wait, the best part's coming up. The best part's coming up. We got.
There's more?
Another one warmed up. You know, we gotta get to the.
We got this far, we may as well do it.
Right.
This is not easy to make up as you're going along if we've never done it before. Go.
When the sun goes down and the day is over, when the last of the light has gone,
As they pour into the street, I will be getting closer. As the cars turn their headlights on,
as they're closing it down,
we're gonna open it up.
and while we're going to sleep,
We'll just be starting to touch. I'm just beginning to feel. I'm just beginning to give. I'm just beginning to feel. I'm just beginning to live. Before I leave you again, before the light of the dawn, before this evening can end, I have been waiting so long.
Saxo.
Oh my God.
We gotta do one last chorus.
Yeah.
I want to sing Baby Shark.
Billy Joel, ladies and gentlemen, come on. This is ridiculous. What a song.
Screw that. Elio Pace and DeJesu.
Until the night, until the night, oh, I just might make it. Until the night, until the night, oh, I just keep holding on. Until the night, until the night, when I see you
Wow.
That's not easy. That high part is. I'm sorry, Elliot.
I'm sorry.
That's moments though.
That's
Yes, you did.
Joe.
Yes.
Beautiful, mate.
Sure.
You carried me along. You know it better than I do.
Wow.
Seriously,
Really nice.
I need to learn that one.
The heck?
That was great.
The heck was that?
Thank you.
I can sing Baby Shark.
That was early.
I'm the you. Tony's like, oh, you gotta sing karaoke tomorrow with Elio. I can't do that. Are you nuts?
I didn't ask you to do that.
Are you nuts?
I'll find easy ones for you.
Do the alphabet song. That I could do. Are you nuts?
It's so
Holy mackerel.
It's harder for me to sing without holding an instrument. I don't know why that is.
I've just found myself pointing and
I
doing
don't know what to
things
do with
and-
myself. I'm
No.
like,
Do what Elio does. He points and does.
It's really no, because what he's saying is true. You
Right.
the way you sing and the way you phrase is all intrinsically linked to your instrument.
And your physicality, the habits that you have when you sing as well,
Right.
are all formed around you're holding your instruments.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And
Maybe
you're
that's
also-
why I don't sing so
You're
good.
thinking more about what your body's doing than more about the actual notes that you need to hit. It's just natural to do this or to do this or and sing at the same
But it
time.
helps. It helps because it really is part of the way you breathe.
It all
and everything.
becomes one, right? And if you throw even a little bit still off, you're just.
Well, there's some musicians that say if they're playing something, it throws them off to not have it to play when they're singing a song.
Standing up as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus, when
Yeah,
you're
and sitting down.
a crowded studio, sitting down.
Yeah, that's right.
You feel like you can't,
Well, I've spent all of my professional life sitting down. I mean, I've done 0.5% of standing up with a mic and singing.
Right.
The rest of my life has been. I had singing lessons when I was a kid. When I went to Leeds College of Music, and they changed my life. They were fantastic. I had one woman who taught me for 2 years, half-hour lessons every week. But she said to me when I walked in for my first lesson, she said, "So you're a piano player?" I said, "Yes." She went, "Well, sit down. I'm going to teach you whilst you're sitting down for 2 years.
Right.
Because you're going to spend the rest of your life. So I'm going to teach you how to." So I don't know how much of that technique.
Oh, that's interesting. How old were you when you were doing that?
20-something. 21 years old.
Oh, really?
It was when I discovered Billy Vera. It was at the same time. But no, it's all part, the way your diaphragm works when you're sitting in.
We'll turn the camera around so you guys can dance while you sing.
Wow. No. So wait, so you sit back to what? Get more air in your lungs or something?
There's just
It's better when you're standing up.
Well, yeah, or if you're sitting, it's got to be really straight.
Yeah, you've got to have a slightly different technique of breathing when you're look, you're in a position here where you're closing up part of your lower end here,
right?
Which the stomach, the diaphragm, and everything moves around here. So you have to learn to keep your shoulders loose and your jaw loose. And
I got one that you can do.
Get out of here! I'm not doing. Get out of here!
Come on!
Nuts.
No.
That's an easy one.
That's
no
easy.
way!
Well,
I don't even know that well.
We can do the backing.
I don't want any Billy Joel.
Come on, we do the backing for you. You sing.
Umberto's lie. You lied to me, Umberto. You make a lie to me.
What? Name something else, and you think you can dance?
I can't do anything.
Didn't you have a song picked out yesterday?
I did, but not after this.
He had a song to pick out yesterday, and it was a big secret, so he's got to tell us what it is today. No, he didn't tell us.
I didn't tell you. No,
what was it?
I was gonna do It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You don't know that song?
It's a country song.
It's a country song.
I knew it. I said I knew
Alan
he's going
Jackson.
to be. He's a little bit country.
Come on, do
I've
it.
been everywhere, man.
No, I'm gonna. That's the only part. I have to know the song. I don't know.
I tell you what,
songs.
Delilah.
Wow.
What's Delilah?
Oh,
All of us.
Come
Then
on,
we
man.
can all
What's
do it.
Delilah?
I saw the light on the night that I passed by her window.
Please do this, just so I can.
don't know what this
Just
is.
please do it so I can see them do this.
You may even get a line out of my dad on this one.
Yeah, let's just
All
all.
right,
We'll
I'll
all
do it for
sing.
your dad. I'll try for your dad.
Joe, do you know this?
Delilah with
Yeah.
Tom Jones.
Tom
right?
Jones. We
I'll
can
do the
all
chorus.
join.
We'll
I'll
all
do
do
the
it.
chorus.
We can
Yeah.
all join the chorus.
Is it da 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 Delilah?
Yes.
That's the one.
Yes.
All right. I don't know anything else but that.
That's fine.
Okay, good.
That's good.
That's all. That's all I
We
need.
will see.
It's a good one. And everybody listening at home, we want you to clear your throats, turn the radio up, and sing along. Everyone knows this chorus.
You better sing too, Tony.
And it's one of my dad's favourite
There's
songs.
no
So,
mics around, huh?
You're inside.
Tony, come here. Tony, come here.
Yeah, go
Sit
over
on
there.
Elio's
I
lap.
can't hear. I don't have my headphones. What?
Come on.
Jerk.
2, 3, 4. I saw the lights on the night that I passed by her window. La, 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 la. I saw the flickering shadows of love on her blind. Come on. She was my woman. Go on, Tony. Come here, mate. As she deceived me, I watched and went out of my mind. Everybody,
Come on, everyone.
everyone, here we go. My Delilah. Why, Delilah?
I've never heard this song in my life.
I
Could see
the girl was with me. My eye was lost like children free.
At break of day. At break of day, as that man drove away, I was waiting. Across the street to her house, she opened the door. She stood there laughing.
I held in
my hand, and she laughed no more. Did he kill her? Here we go. My Delilah. Why,
Delilah.
So before they come to break down the door, forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore. Dance break, Tony.
Yes, get in here, dance.
Last chorus coming up. She I held the knife in my hand, and she laughed no more.
Holy
Come on,
crap!
let's do it.
My Delilah. Why, Delilah? So before they come to break down the door, forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore.
Big finish. Here we go.
Forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore.
Wow.
Had to come in and see what's going on.
Holy moly. That's amazing. That's really good singing. Wow. You can't keep. Wow. I'm speechless. That's really good singing.
That was a lot of fun. Good job.
And Mr. Pop and Twist came in. Umberto Pace was singing for us.
Hey.
Wow.
Yay.
Guitar. A little guitar. There you go. A little balloon guitar.
I know Elio doesn't play guitar.
Elio. Oh! Look at that.
Nice to see you in person.
Look, there you go.
I remember when rock was young.
Me and Susie. See, there we go.
We probably have time for one more, right?
No, we don't.
Half one?
No, we don't. 'Cause Felix is coming in here.
Oh, why? What did you want to play?
I had no idea. I was just.
Oh, you
I
were
was
just.
trying to
I
figure
thought you had
out.
something
I was
lined up.
really
Listen, that was great. That was great. Delilah by
Tom Jones.
John Jones. Yes, I know.
You're not going to beat that.
Yeah, you're not by John Jones.
Yeah, that's the best song.
Tom Jones is my dad's favorite singer.
Yes.
Nice.
Is one of them, right?
He likes Perry Como.
And Tom
Oh, he
Jones is
does?
from Wales. I'm just gonna say.
Tom Jones is from Wales.
They're very, very good singers in Wales. The land of song. They call it the land of song.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do.
Why? They have nothing else to do there, or?
Yeah, working in the mines and singing. That's
Ah.
it, yeah. No.
All right. Yeah. So,
Wow.
They're amazing singers.
Nice
Felix,
one, Joe.
Felix got to get in. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
okay.
all
No,
right.
you can wrap it up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up. It is the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show. We thank you, Elio. We thank you.
Thank
we
you
thank
very
you,
much,
Robbie.
Tony.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course, it was a pleasure to have you guys
Thank you
here.
so much.
Loved it very
So did
much. And best of luck this weekend. The Independent Music Awards right there in New York
you very
City.
much.
All
Thank
the
you.
best. Let's cheer. Wish
Yes.
Elio
Hey,
luck.
Thank
good
you very
luck.
You
much.
know he's going to win it. All right, so real quick, we'll get the other stuff out of the way here. We got some Knock 'em Dead comedy radio shows coming your way. Lots of great, some fun trivia fun for kids of all ages. This Saturday, we're doing a game show at the ISA Public Library. July 2nd, Manhasset Public Library. July 11th, Riverhead Public Library. July 12th, Brookhaven versus South Country. July 16th, Longwood Public Library. July 23rd, Lynbrook Public Library. July 25th, Westbury Public Library. And, of course, don't forget our mob-themed murder mystery show at Frank's Steaks in Jericho. And just confirmed yesterday, the Brokerage in Belmore, October 25th, you can see Knock 'em Dead Comedy. That's right, at the Brokerage in Belmore. It's a special Halloween show. It's an 80s-themed Halloween show, so dress up in your 80s stuff or dress up in anything you want. There'll be a Halloween costume contest. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's Knock 'em Dead Comedy at the Brokerage in Belmore on October 25th. Woo-hoo. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to see our full list of show dates and our booking information, everything you need to know about Knock 'em Dead Comedy. Let's see, and don't forget, also this Saturday, Theater Playground, they're doing an improv meetup. Quickly, Derek, how'd it go on Saturday? Quick. But he'll do it again.
I'm gonna do it again.
Keep in touch with Derek.
Absolutely.
Mr. Pop and Twist. And, of course, Governor's Comedy Clubs, the three great Governor's Comedy Clubs here on Long Island. Governor's in Levittown. Tonight, the All-Star Comedy Show. Tomorrow night, Jim DeLakis. Saturday night, Chris Roach. Don't forget he's doing a special CD taping right here at Governor's in Levittown. And Sunday is Sunday Night Funnies. The Little Room tonight is Susan the Spicy Psychic. Tomorrow night, Tyree McNeely. And Saturday, Goomba Johnny. The Brokerage of Belmore, Eric the Tartaglione. Tomorrow night and Saturday. Eric will be calling in tomorrow night with us. He's tomorrow afternoon with us. I'm a mess. Eric Tartaglione, Friday and Saturday.
That's why I didn't want to say anything. Their singing just has me speechless.
Friday and Saturday, Eric Tartaglione. He's calling in tomorrow on our show. Eric is a good friend and a good guy. Chris Roach, don't forget, he's at McGuire's tomorrow night. and Jim DeLakis, he'll be there Saturday. So you have 2 chances to see Chris Roach and Jim DeLakis at Governor's in Levittown or McGuire's in Bohemia. Go to govs.com for ticket information, full schedule, everything you need to know right there. And, of course, Govs Radio, ladies and gentlemen, lots of great shows coming your way. This Sunday, Joey Cola returns. Joey Cola live from Governor's Green Room. He returns this Sunday at 7 p.m. Monday afternoons at 1. Funny Tank returns in a couple of weeks. Monday nights at 6:30, Steve Squared. Monday nights at 8, The Wirt Show with Mike and Pete, or J.A.M, Joe's Acoustic Mondays. Joe, who do you got this Monday?
Malcolm Gold.
Malcolm Gold. Plays with the bass with the Lords of 52nd Street.
Oh, wow.
Amongst other things, yeah.
Which night?
Monday night.
Might be able to.
Might get you back here on the island for the night. We can do that. That's Joe. Acoustic Mondays, one of our biggest shows here at GovsRadio.com. Joe's the best. Tuesday mornings at 10, Tea Time with Teresa. Tuesday nights at 8, Sorry Not Sorry with Anthony Rodia. Wednesday nights at 7:30, Three's Company. Wednesday nights at 9, Dan Romano. Thursday afternoons at 1:30. Right in a few minutes, Felix, and Let's Eat Long Island. They're coming at you in a few minutes. Felix, who's coming in today? What? Who's coming in today? What? What's that?
B squared.
Acoustic Duo B Squared. Are they're chefs? They're chefs?
I got the Acoustic Duo called B Squared.
Yeah, I got that, but I'm asking you who they are. Are they chefs? What are they?
No, they're singers.
Oh, they're singers.
He's mixing it up.
But did they
today.
bring you food?
And Broadway Market.
Let me tell you just quickly. You got the biggest scam going, man. You just get people to bring you food,
Love
and
it.
you just sit there and eat. What a smart man you are.
Smart.
Felix, Let's Eat Long Island coming at you at 1:30. And of course there's us.
This job I don't starve. Let's put it that way.
And of course there's us, the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show. We're on every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We thank you guys for the hearts, the likes,
Tony.
the phone calls, all the great stuff. Elio, yes sir.
And we have to say a massive thank you to Billy Vera.
Absolutely. Billy Vera, the one and only Billy Vera, called in. Thank you to him. Thank you guys once again for stopping in. Tomorrow we have Eric Tartaglione is calling in, and we have
Francisco Cabrera.
No, who did we invite? Is it just Mark White? Is it? Why did I think somebody else was coming in too?
Oh, I don't know.
All right. Well, hopefully Mark White. We think Mark White's going to be actually in the studio with us tomorrow.
Jackson Gillies might be showing.
Thank you, Derek. See, Derek knows.
I pay attention.
You guys.
He's dissed us more than Jessica Curson.
So hopefully Jackson Gillies from American Idol will be here, and hopefully Mark White of the Spin Doctors will be here. If neither one of them show up, well then you're just stuck with us.
Yay!
All right. Again, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 11. See ya.
Well done.
Thank you.